that are given that stop your children from being able to see certain things. It had to be an actual, what is it, the G, I'm forgetting it, but there is an act that was passed to stop social media from being able to solicit or show anything at all that's free to your children if they were of a certain age. And if they were on after that, that is your responsibility. Well, a lot of parents decided they did not care. They allowed their kids to be on social media. They allowed their kids to have fun and post and everything. So why would it be social media's fault that you allowed your child to be on an influential platform, right? Allowed them to watch, allowed them to play the games, and then expect that somebody else is responsible for what you did. Raise children in the way that you want them to go. Now, will they always do everything that you want them to do? No. But a lot of times, if you took time in raising your children, showing examples of the good side of what you said to do and the bad side of not doing so, then usually they turn out a bit better. That's why I have a 17-year-old daughter who does not participate in a lot of things, even though her friends do. How do I know? Because some of them will tell me. Some of the parents will tell me what they hear when they're listening in the room.
So
She's
Jada,
not doing what they're doing, and they're
so Jada,
surprised.
so the lawsuit is about that they kept feeding her son the same kind of thing and making it seem cool. So they was kind of feeding. So it wasn't like he was just strolling and he just, oh, let me tap on this. No, it's that every time he picked up his phone, this feed. So now it's almost a form of programming and brainwashing because we know that's what television is, and now it just transformed into social media. So she's saying that they brainwashed her son. She gave him all the right tools, but since he's been watching for the past 2 years, and they keep showing him and how fun it is, and this, they kept giving him that dopamine shot, and eventually he took action. Do you think that is a viable lawsuit?
No, because we all know that the algorithm, majority of the time, shows us what it is that we are looking for and watching anyway. And if
Mm,
you know this as an adult in this world, majority of everybody is on social media, even if you got to use it for your job on LinkedIn. So you
mm,
know that these things are showing your children things. Why are children allowed on a worldwide platform in the first place? If you're
mm.
not going to be paying attention and being responsible for what it is that you can see your children are looking at. Do you know that there are parental guidelines for your children on the internet? You as a parent can go in,
Yes.
switch that setting, and it
Mm-hmm.
will report to you if that
What is
setting
going
is
on?
ever changed or tampered with.
That part.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm glad
So
you
you
brought
have
that.
to do
Yeah.
your due diligence as an adult. When
Ooh.
the internet first started, parentals were around everywhere. Even with Xfinity and AT&T.
Mm.
It was like if your kids get on the Wi-Fi
AT&T
at
is
the
down now,
house,
so you can't use
they
AT&T.
still, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
AT&T is down now. You
My
can't use
service is
AT&T.
Oh,
back up. Relax.
Mhm.
But go ahead and land it, Jada. I want to also get Brownsville, New York. I want to get Otis City as well. Go ahead, Jada. You
yeah,
getting
so
some
there
great
have
points.
been parental controls that have been available for over 2 decades, and it's
Mm.
gotten better with time. The problem is parents have not. You
Ooh,
throw devices in front of
damn.
your
Say that
children,
again,
you
Jada.
let them be
No,
entertained so you
no,
don't have
Jada.
to
I can't
deal
let
with
you
them.
get past that, Jada. Say that
I
again.
need a rewind. How they
Yeah,
say it? Matter of
rewind
fact,
that.
bring that back.
Say that again, Jada. What you said?
I don't know, you gotta catch
We
them
don't know.
gems
Just
when
so
I drop
remember,
it.
repeat what you said
It
about the
look,
parent.
if
Repeat what you said
About
about the
the
right,
parent.
parents.
yeah, you allow your parents, excuse me, you allow the electronics and the devices and social media to raise your children. So
That part.
that is part of the problem, and I've
Mm,
never understood it. I have been a parent since I was 24 years old to
mm,
one child, and
mm.
repeatedly I am finding myself since then asking parents, why are you allowing your children to be on World Wide Web, especially adult areas where they can see any and everything? Like, how many parents know their kids are on Twitter? And we know Twitter lets you see all sorts of stuff.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Stop letting the internet entertain your kids and raise them. Now, I don't understand that. But that is the reason why I'm going to say she should not win. I don't care how far it goes up. I don't feel like she should win. I feel like she should take that energy and focus on the rest of her children if she
That
has
part.
any extra children. I don't
So
know if she
now,
does
so
or
now,
does
even
not,
with the
but
parental guys, and I want Brownsville, New York, to get his and O's to jump in as well. But even with the parental guys, so the problem is kind of like the conversation that we had yesterday as well. Is that we have bad faith characters within these points, so they will put that as like all these child parameters that you have, and then people got to do their due diligence and report them. We got to do it all the time with our baby girl. We see it pop up, then we got to say do not recommend because X, Y, and Z, and we got to report it. So that's the problem as well. So sometimes these bad characters, they just trying to invade the youthful algorithm by writing it as is the parental guidelines, but it's really not. It's showing kids and it's showing demonic things and anger issues. It shows all these wrong things for little children that is not acceptable by parents, and they get in there. And then now that bullshit is in the algorithm, and you're not paying attention because you feel like your guidelines is protected, but yet your kid is still looking at some bullshit. That also happens as well. I just want to put that out there as well. But go ahead, Brownsville, New York. I want to hear your thoughts. Go ahead, Brownsville, New
may I
York,
say
and I
this
want to
real
get
quick
Otis in
and
there
then
as
drop
well.
down?
Say that again, Jada.
May I say this real quick and drop down?
Always.
So the theme has always been that the person's mind, right? Idle mind is the devil's workshop. Take that
Damn.
however you want to, whatever, religion you believe in, it doesn't matter. The thought is, if you leave your children to be idle to all these different devices rather than involving them in other things, then that will take over what it is that their mind is thinking. Too often, children are on the internet. I think the last time that they checked it earlier this year, children are on the internet at home at least a minimum of 7 hours. Why are children online 7 hours at home? What are you doing with your children? What are you allowing them to go out to do in the world? There are so many activities, and nowadays they making it free for y'all.
Damn.
So get your kids more active than that and not 7 hours of the tablet and the internet and then complain that the internet is evil. Your parenting is lacking. It's dysfunctional. And I'm
Yes.
done. See
Yes.
y'all later.
Drop the mic.
Bye.
Thank you,
So have
Jada. I
a wonderful
appreciate
day.
you. You're always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
See what my internet.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Carl Anderson with the super sticker. Shout out to you. Thank you. We appreciate all the love and support. Make sure he's not the only one showing love and to support to productive conversations. Thank you. Go ahead, Brownsville, New York. What's your thoughts? And then we don't go to OTisWho?
Yo, peace and love, Cuzzo. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, peace and love to you, man. Peace and love to you, Nice. Peace and love, Otis. Peace and love to Granville. And peace and love to the Queen Jada. And whoever else is on the panel right now. Peace and love, man. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. And I wish nothing but peace, prosperity, and love to everyone that's listening, everyone in the chat gang, man. I agree with everything the Queen Jada just said. It's up to the parent to take personal accountability, to control what their kids have access to and monitor them at all times as much as possible. You know, I got a 14-year-old and 13-year-old, Sharon, and to this day, I do not allow them to have access to social media accounts. That doesn't mean that they're not going to try to sneak and sign up to social media accounts when they think daddy isn't watching. So what I do, I have apps on a phone that, just like Jada said, that will alert me of any type of suspicious activity going on. And then I come in the middle of the night when I think they're trying to be sneaky, and I take the phone and I delete the accounts, and then we have a conversation about why it's dangerous. You can't just tell them not to do it. You gotta explain it and articulate the point as to what you are protecting them from.
That's a great point.
So this is a perfect example of what you're saying. The child died because of the mother perceived bad social media usage, right? We see a lot of people committing suicides. We see all the drama and all the harmful conduct that's going on social media that can be harmful to the youth. So You got to articulate that to your children. You got to explain it very well. And it's a continual monitoring process to keep them away from it. So yes, Jada, the queen, was absolutely correct, 100%. Now, on the flip side of that, when it comes to suing them, right, we got to understand that these big companies, these big social media companies, have insulated themselves from any type of litigation or lawsuits or what have you. It's kind of similar to if you're going skydiving, or if you're going scuba diving, or if you're going parasailing or zip lining. Before they allow you to conduct that activity, they make you sign what? A waiver that insulates them and protects them from any liability that may have happened while you're on their equipment or using their equipment, right? So social media has all those same things set up. As soon as you log on there, as soon as you sign up for an account, in those parameters, they're protecting themselves. They're saying whatever you do or whatever you're exposed to or whatever happens is not their fault. So no lawsuits or litigation will ever be successful in that regard. However, we do need the government and the lawmakers to crack down on these social media companies to add extra parameters and protections to protect our youth from harmful conduct exposure. But that's all I got right now. Peace and love to all y'all, and I'm happy to build with y'all this morning. Peace and love.
Awesome. Go ahead, Otis. What's your thoughts?
Okay, peace to everyone. Basically, everyone I'm going to echo everything everybody said. I was curious. I was hoping that someone would have a opposing opinion because I was curious about that. But the hardest thing to do as a parent, let's keep it real, is to look in the mirror and assess yourself. Ooh. We all know that once your child leaves that threshold of your home, they're on their own to a certain degree. It's up to you to instill what you need to instill within their brain cells and within their soul to feel them, to hold them. Because remember when we was 14, 15 on up, you know, our mama told us what to do, what not to do, but we still did some shit when we left the house. We still went across the street or around the block, play catch a girl, get a girl, pick up some rock, throw it at the transit bus. We did a lot of stupid stuff. A lot.
Hanging on the back of the bus.
All that.
But now the UPS truck.
All that. We did all that. But tying it back into letting your kids be raised by electronic devices. That's the part that we all have to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm a victim of that. Now, add that all into the parents working 2 jobs, yada, yada, with the woo. Some of it could be they are a lack of parenting skills. I don't know which one it is, but the issue is the child is spending too much time allowing that electronic device to raise them. So when they go out and get influenced because you don't have the guidelines, like the young man said prior to coming up here, so I'm going to get all the names down in a second before I come up. He made a great point. They have apps out there you could easily control, know what's going on with your kids. The TV, the phone, the tablets, everything. So there is no excuse unless your child is more computer savvy than you, which is 9 times out of 10.
That's a good possibility as well. That's a good point.
I'm not computer savvy enough. The kids,
that's a good point,
come out the womb, know how to get to YouTube, know how to do this. Give a crying baby or a toddler a iPad and watch they navigate their butt to their YouTube show. Guarantee it. And you don't know how to do it.
Damn, that's a very good observation, and it's hard to even argue that because at the same time we need and want our children to be tech savvy.
You need that stimulation. Don't get me wrong, it's just like a gift and a curse.
You really need
it, but we use it and we handicap ourselves with it. That's the issue. Mommy wanted to go do something. Mommy wanted to go chill with her boyfriend.
Here's my problem with it, Otis. We are all in agreement that we shouldn't necessarily blame social media for the algorithm that this kid wound up being a part of, because he probably was watching it, he checked it out, he's looking for it, he kept looking for it. So now the algorithm was just rewarding him for the things that he likes. However,
how old was the child? I'm sorry. How old was
15.
he? I'm sorry.
He was 15.
Okay.
So, but however, if this was to go through and she was to win, that would change all his conversations and it would make it different. So it would kind of be a betterment for the youth if she was to win, because now it's a law president now, and now social media got to take extra precautions. Not only me as a parent got to take precautions, but you as the supplier of this drug, because now we know it is a drug for sure.
Right, it is.
It's absolutely a drug that anybody can take. They are responsible for it. So now they are going to be more vigilant to suppress these algorithms and make the algorithms more like, you know, how we have the internet that we are on, which is only probably like 10% of the internet. And then they got
the dark
web,
where
that's the other 80% of the internet that nobody even know about.
Right.
And so now they're going to have to start turning social media the same way as well. They only going to have to give us 20% of what's on social media, and the rest going to have to be dark web grown up. And now it's a bunch of layers to get to, because most people don't even know what the dark web is and how to get to it. They don't even know how to get to the real internet. Most people. Right.
True. Right.
You know, man? Maybe like so.
Let me ask you a question. Do you honestly believe, because I know the answer to this, do you honestly believe that they're going to even allow that in the court? It's not going to even go up the flagpole. It's going to go up so far. There is no way, in my opinion, that they're going to allow that to go to court and to even set a precedent, because that's too much money. That's a big conglomerate. That's not going to happen. And like you just said, they know what they're doing. There's an agenda to this. The TikTok, the Facebook, we already know that. Let's not be naive. There is an agenda to this. We're just going along the edges because we know how the game works. We hopefully are smart enough to not to fall for the okie doke. But unfortunately, the majority of us will fall for the okie doke. That's why it's out there. That's why they're trying to ban the TikTok now, because they say China is the one that created it. Okay, but there's a reason for this. That reason alone is not going to allow them to set the precedents in the courts. They're not going to allow that to happen. You know how much money that's been going on with these advertisements? And are you kidding me? So it's unfortunate that her son lost his life. Very unfortunate. Yes. But that's not going to set anything. And we just have to be real with ourselves. Look in the mirror and take accountability. Try to find, and I know it's easier said than done. My child is grown, so I get it. I could easily say this, but find another way. Put the restraints on the applications. Do what you need to do. It's more work involved than just handing your child the iPad. It's more work involved than that. Make sure the restraints are on, but it's not an easy fix. Unfortunately, it's not.
I think that I agree with you. And I was saying that before you came on, that
I heard
the door that would open would be too big, right? So they're going to go really hard to not allow that door to get open, especially with one person suing. Now, if we can get a multitude of people who have evidence and we can start a class action suit, now that would garner more attention. And we can almost, you know what I mean? We can almost win that case in the court of public opinion before it even
public
goes
opinion would definitely able work.
That's the public. Okay, the public. Okay.
Suit, that would put a different kind of pressure on social media to make these adjustments, right? But not to be too hard on the kids, because I grew up in a time where the TV raised me, right?
Dukes of Hazzard, the wrestling on Sundays,
So here's the problem with it. Here's the problem. We had both, though, right? We had the Huxtables, we had Different Worlds, we had Living Single, we had all those things was really productive.
Yes.
Images.
We also
now Wit is the same version. They got rid of My Wife and Kids. They got rid of the Fresh Prince of the world. They even turned Fresh Prince into like some ghetto shit, like some more people on drugs and more of a drama than wholesome.
I remember that.
So now where are they get? So now this is where I think that these parents will have a good argument that it's not they don't have choices.
They do though.
Yeah,
even if you say not on television, because television isn't the thing. You can't tell me everything on social media is bad, is evil, is trying to influence them in a negative way. They're a very positive influence. And another thing that I tell people all the time, right? Because I know is a common thought. The common thought of people is when you do good deeds, hide it, because you clout chasing if you show it. But how can we drown out the darkness if we hide in the light? The same way Look, I just watched a video on social media earlier. The kids backed the car into the dispensary and ran and snatched and grabbed the dispensary. You know how many people gonna say, "Oh shit, we could do that"? But it's the same thing. If you go get some homeless people and you help them out without trying to embarrass them with a video all the time, like make sure they okay with it. Ask their permission first, but still show that. You don't know how many people you inspired to go help somebody out. So we got to stop hiding the light and then saying social media only bad.
I have this conversation all the time. For some reason, the people that's doing good, they got to stay broke.
Yeah, you gotta stay broke and you gotta hide it or you clout chasing. You know what I don't worry about? I don't worry about people's intentions when they do good things. Because at the end of the day, you still help somebody. And if your intentions wasn't right, there's a level of existence that's gonna take care of you. And I don't have to.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I agree 100%. I think more people need to, if you honestly helping somebody, show that you honestly help them. Not I even go as far as say, even if you're helping them for likes and views, fuck it, because you're going to inspire somebody else to do it for likes and views. And now we are all helping each other. Like, yes, it might be a backwards thing. It might be a selfish thing. However,
the ball you get rolling can still turn into something positive.
I agree 100%. But for some reason, that's why we are here. We rebel against that remedial rhetoric. We are going to move forward. The people in the audience, they're going to show that they do love productive conversations by sending $1 to the super sticker, $1 Cash App, $1 PayPal. That's all we ask for. Support your host wherever you are watching this from. Send one single dollar, super chat, super stickers, any of those things. It is all good, but we just moving productively. And it's all good. We ain't trying to break the bank of anybody's pockets. We just want some crowdfunding so we could know that productive conversation can move forward. That's the only way we can move forward is by promoting productive conversations and productive content. So therefore now maybe the next young man, he could go ahead and enjoy some content like this. So he has some subway surfing and also he'll have some productive conversation. He could see men that look like him doing productive things and moving the needle forward, having full thoughts. Like how many spaces do not even have full thoughts in these spaces? Shout out to Lamar Black. Yamagato Sorutokotoyi. And I also want to shout out to my girl QQ.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
To QQ, put her money where the productive conversations are at. Thank you, QQ. I really appreciate that. And that's what we need more. We need more of dollar super stickers. We not asking for nobody to break no break. I ain't gonna lie, I do love the orange and purple super chat, but just sending a single dollar bill is more than enough love. And and like buttons and share buttons. Hit that share button, hit the like button.
Definitely. Hit the like button, people. Yes, sir.
It's very simple to show your love and support. If you do not have $1, it's okay. You might not have $1 right now. The economy is where it's at. We understand that. But you can also hit the goddamn like button. You can hit the share button. Just share, even if you only have 2 followers on your YouTube. You just hit create post.
Hey, you cracking jokes. You cracking jokes. I sure got 2 people watching on my side. You cracking jokes.
Look, I got one watching.
Look at it.
It's okay.
Hey, Lamar Black Attack, what's your thoughts?
It's a great conversation, and it's worldwide. Like even over here in Japan, it's on the news every day. And my wife and I, we just discussed it. To us, we think that you have to teach your kids or educate your kids about the monster that's out there. You can hide the drug, right? But if you don't educate your kid about the drug, if they find the drug, they're going to take it, right? So I teach my kids about the, endorphins, what it feels like to get liked, a picture, but we have to educate. You can't stop technology. We can't stop it.
Right.
Can't stop the beast. So I think it's a good conversation. But it's on us parents. We can't blame social media. Listen, okay, it's going to sound bad what I'm going to say. Some people are going to self-delete themselves. It's always been a way.
Of course.
It's the history of mankind.
That's life.
It's just the way it is. But what I'm saying is, if you're afraid about it, you should educate your kids about it. Because my daughter had a friend that had somebody drop, what's it going to call it? Somebody dropped up some corn on her phone. Because they was on a school bus. They dropped it, What you call it? Drop the link.
Oh, the airdrop, like an airdrop.
Yeah. I'm kind of old, so I don't know what it. So it's better to teach your kids about the monster than try to prevent it. Technology is here; it's not going to change. It is what it is.
It is here to
Right.
stay.
That's probably the most important point that we can really take from this is that we gotta have these conversations with our children. Even though we didn't think that it was important, like for us growing up, because social media was not something that we had to have a conversation about with our parents.
Right.
But now it's a new level of protection, and we gotta have these conversations. It's like Jada said, Twitter is crazy. I don't even go there, but I hear that that's where all the free corn is at. You can just go there. You don't need no subscription. You can just go on there and you just see whatever you want to see. That's to my understanding. I haven't been there because I'm just not into that type of thing for me to go and search for it. So that's just what it is. I also want to welcome to the show Trucker Yale. Good day, sir. Good to see
Trucker Yale. I ain't heard him.
Yeah, what's popping? What's going on, everybody?
What it do? Good to see you.
Going on,
What's your thoughts?
Bro, you been cooking, bro. Listen, the show was interesting yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was spitting that game. And today I happened to click in. And it's a very interesting conversation. I'm trying to catch up because people have been talking about this situation with the kid in New York. I have no clue what happened.
So I inform you real quick so people that did miss it and don't understand what's going on, they might not be in the New York area, so they don't understand. What happened is this young boy last year, February 10th, I believe, he was subway surfing. And where he got the idea from on the J train, he was on his phone and he started looking up subway surfing. And then now the algorithm of YouTube and Twitter and all those things was feeding him more and more of the subway service. So he thought it was cool eventually. And then eventually he wound up going through the doors, climbing up on top of the train, and he wound up hitting his head on the low beam, fall off the train, and he gets ran over. And so now his mother, when she started backtracking, she is going through his phone, she's seeing that the social media was feeding him this information. And now she is suing Meta, TikTok, and all these social media platforms that he was on and saying that they have more influence on him than she ever knew.
Not going to happen. Not going to win.
Well, currently right now, if I'm correct, I think it's about 425 cases, between 425 cases to over 2,000 lawsuits right now on social media, right?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of lawsuits.
So Trucker Yell, this is something I'm glad you brought that up, Trucker Yell, because it's something that we had no idea about, and that's what we were saying. That's the only way it might actually move the needle if they all put these cases together and have a class action lawsuit. But we know class action lawsuit costs a lot of money, and that is the only way we believe they're going to get the needle to move, because now it's going to be up to public opinion. But go ahead and build on that story, because we had no idea about that.
Yeah. So it's 425, between 425 to 2,000. And I get the lawsuits, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a lot of lazy ass parents.
Goddamn.
That part. It is so
many. It is so many. This capable. Listen, I got internet at my crib. I got the timer set. I could turn off a specific item. You know what I'm saying? For internet. And then on top of that, you know, people don't like their kids to go outside. I'm a parent that, go outside, be active, the whole night. Like yesterday, I called my son. I'm like, where's they at? Oh, he had basketball practice, baby. Oh, okay. I looked at the time. It was 7:25. He outside. He ain't on social media. So when he called me, it was about 8 o'clock. He was, and the only time I really see him on the game for real is on Saturday, like we used to do back in the day.
Right, Saturday cartoons, play video games. You got a little time to yourself. Go ahead and unwind a little bit, because one thing for sure people don't understand is that is real. That kids, they have an emotional breakdown when they come home from school. They gotta unwind. Sometimes, especially the little kids, they have tantrums, and people don't understand why. I'm gonna let everybody know, if you have a brand new kid, and when they come up from school, you're not understanding why they acted up. It ain't the other kids' influence and none of that. It's because they had to acquiesce to the school's system, that when they come home, it's just a release of energy. They don't know how to navigate it, so they throw tantrums. So this is what any parent that's ever dealing with that. I just want them to understand that that's what it is.
I have a saying. It starts at home.
there's not a breakdown.
Welcome to the show. Let me give you a goddamn introduction before you just start talking. Welcome to the show, Pastor. Go ahead, Pastor. What's your thoughts?
What up, man? Let me get here real quick. There's not a breakdown. Look, the parent, y'all for y'all to sit here and say that parents are trash. That is a lie.
We didn't say the parents was trash.
No. Parents.
We said lazy. Is the word
parents are not lazy. So one thing that we need to get back to the first do you want to know the first university? The first university was the kitchen, and the first breakdown of the university teaching was the kitchen table. There's no way that a child could go to college without having a good full diverse meal and a breakdown of that meal at the kitchen table. So the kitchen was the first university because we used to get in there. I remember being there with my mother and my father. My father was a good cook, grilling and in the kitchen. My mother was in the kitchen. We was in there as a family. Like this whole thing where it's only the black woman in the kitchen was a lie.
Damn.
It was usually the whole family in there. We was in there hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then we would sit down at the kitchen and break down our whole day. I remember talking about elementary, middle school, high school. I remember talking about all of that.
So, Pastor, how do we get back? Because the kitchen is definitely, I agree. I just want to jump in at that kitchen part before you move past it. The kitchen is usually the heart of everybody's house. That's where everybody hang out. Whenever you have a big dinner or a birthday party, everybody hangs out by the kitchen. Everybody want to be by the food. That's where all the good comments. That's like the water jug of the job is the kitchen. So now, how do we get back to building this whole kitchen lifestyle? We hanging out, we talking over food, and this is how we break bread together and we build with our children, because people are not building with their children anymore. They allow the goddamn tablet to hang out with them at the dinner table. They eat with the tablet on.
Well, believe it or not, I think it starts with men, because rather than telling her to get in there and make me a sandwich, I remember us like really not even simping. Like, I know I'm not even trying, because y'all know how I am. Y'all know how I get it in. But I think just seeing my father and my mother and this me and my little sister, just seeing this us all, and even have to deal with my own child, and even have to deal with me. Like when me and my baby mama have to do stuff for my son's basketball team or football team, they have to like bring oranges and sandwiches and stuff together like that. Like, just not just putting the money together, just I'll actually put some work in, put my faith with my works. And that's a lot. We've seen that a lot with the food and the cooking in the kitchen. So I think we got, and that was faith. And like, I just think that it was a bigger tie that happened in that kitchen and at that table, that kitchen table.
All right, let's end it there, because I want to keep building up before you move forward. Hey, Nice, what's your thoughts on the kitchen table being the very first university?
Yes,
I like how he put that together. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree wholeheartedly, and I really hadn't even realized that until he pointed it out. No, I hadn't even realized how much information was shared and gathered at the kitchen table and in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, but I agree. But that goes back to what we were saying, that some of the parents are lazy. Some of the parents are prioritizing differently. You know what I mean? Like, other things have become priority other than that family time, that gathering, that round table conversation. Like, that's not happening now. You know what I mean? So much of it is leave me alone.
So where is the kitchen table?
So where is the kitchen table? The kitchen table is now the couch now.
Where's the kitchen table?
Hold on, one more point, real quick.
Real
quick. When we bought this new house, right? And my wife wanted to get all kind of chandelier pieces for the dining room table. One of my stipulations, if you're going to do all of that, at least once a month, if nothing else, we have to sit down as a family and have a meal at that table. We've been in the house for 2 years. We ain't sat at that table yet.
Wow.
My wife going to work. I'm going to work. Like, everybody ripping and running. We ain't sat at that table yet in 2 years. Respectfully.
I got one question or a statement regarding that table, because I
I'm going
promise
to
you I
Otis.
do this, and it's just me and my wife. It's just my wife and I. But who actually has the rule of when you sit down at a table, whether it's at your home or at a restaurant, phones down, on silent, we're communicating with one another, no looking down? Who has that rule? In my opinion, don't get mad at me. It's in my opinion. If you're not at least doing that, you're wrong. It starts right there.
But you didn't. But historically, you didn't need that because the table was so intriguing that you couldn't look that. At one point, I remember even doing this with my family growing up, and I even tried to do this with the mother of my child when we get along. Is when we eat together or whatever. I try to make the conversation and the intrigue, and I try to make it so intriguing and so engaging that even she nor my son can look down at a device. They got to engage. You got to engage with me.
Yeah.
I also want to get. I know Lamar Black Attack want to jump in. We're gonna go Lamar Black Attack. We're gonna go Chucky Yell, and we also got a new guest. He's gonna come in right after Chucky Yell. Truth is light. So go ahead, Lamar. Chucky Yell. Truth. Go.
Okay, I do want to agree with Pastor. Sometimes we call people lazy, but they have a lack of knowledge. If the parents they are doing their best, but if they don't know better, not know better, but if they don't know the tools or the techniques to use, then we should blame them a little bit, but we got to give them some slack. They working their ass off. They working
words
on
are
24/2.
Words
right?
are important. I like the way you say it. Words are important.
But so I want to agree with that. Like they do have tools to use. Like I got this lock. You lock all the cell phones and stuff. Had to buy it off Amazon because they weren't listening to me because I'm gonna yell, but they're gonna laugh, right? But like I say, I think the parents are doing their best. The problem is the focus. They focusing on outside sources, social media, the schools, and everything else, and they're not focused on themselves. So I can see my time. I think they doing most of them doing their best. I don't think they're lazy. I think they're just too busy.
I agree with you.
That's
Busy,
a great
I agree
point
with
as
you.
well.
Right. We
And they
careful
don't
with
know
our
how
words.
to manage their time properly.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to TBE Trucking. Keep working, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate anybody that is enjoying the show. If you cannot financially support with $1, make sure you hit the like button and the share button. I don't care if you just have one person. This way, I'm not throwing no cheap shots at nobody that they said I was doing earlier. If you have one person on your
I heard you. I wasn't on yet, but you did. I heard you.
just go ahead and share and create a post. That's all we asking for. If you can't spare $1, we still appreciate you for being with us and rocking out with us as we keep building these conversations. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Chuck Yell.
So I get what I think his name Pastor, right? I think
Yes.
that's his name. I get what he was
Pastor.
saying. Yeah, Pastor, because that's something I implement, but I'm just gonna not sugarcoat it. And it is a lot of terrible parents out here. They know exactly what they're doing.
Damn.
They know exactly what they're doing, and sadly, when people try to tell them, "Yo, that's not how you do raise with your kid," they tell you to mind your damn business.
Woo!
Or mind your damn business. I'm just keeping it a buck. Yo, we got I have a thing that I do. A lot, and the other part is a lot of parents like to cover their children with lies instead of telling them the truth.
Say that
So
again.
I have a rule.
Don't move past that.
Don't go past that. Don't just run by that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wish I had a sound effect for him or something.
Yeah. So a lot of So and that is a fatal. I think that's like a fatality. That's the worst thing.
Thank you. Look. I'm about to say S. You should know better. You should have the Don DeMarco button over there.
Wow,
You know
come
what
on,
we
man.
from? Yes, Don DeMarco.
I'm just keeping it a
make his
buck,
ass come to the show so he could be the Don DeMarco button.
So I'm just keeping it, Sharon. You don't understand, yo. People be looking at me crazy because I be very honest with my son and daughters to make sure that they prepared early, so I have to worry about them doing dumb things like this. You know what I'm saying? So they can be actual good citizens. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And then don't have to cry later about horrible decision that I should have never let them be on social media for 12 goddamn hours a day. I should have never I should have never lied because he's a kid and waited till he was 14 years old to tell him the truth. No, the earlier the better.
Right.
That's how it should be.
I like the way
So
you
y'all
move,
won't
bro.
have to.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and as for the table thing, I cook when I'm at home. We all in the kitchen. We have that implement. I stay with the old school treatment. We
That's
all
tight, for
have
real.
conversations and things like that.
That's tight.
And the phones and stuff like that, I snatch immediately. The kids already know. No tablets, no nothing. Like sometimes I'll turn the TV if we watching a movie,
and don't
and that's
disrespect
it.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Awesome.
but
I also
that's
want to
it.
welcome Truth is Light. Also, I want to welcome to the stage. Go ahead, my brother. What's your thoughts?
First and foremost, the formalities. Good morning to the brothers on the scene, on the panel, and behind the scenes. How you guys doing?
Thank you.
Already.
Bless
No,
you.
I see y'all broaching a great subject. For those of us that are fathers up here, I think pretty much everyone.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It's the greatest gig on the planet, and we know that. You feel what I'm saying? Sad to say, a lot of times we don't understand the blessing that has been bestowed upon us. A lot of people look at it as obligatory instead of a privilege. With
Great
so
word.
many
Say it again.
obligatory.
Expand on that word right there, please.
Obligatory means something that you have to do instead of it being a privilege and a blessing. When you have so many people out here crying, begging, going to different doctors, fertility doctors, and so on and so forth, just to have the very thing that came naturally to us to experience, the birth of our children.
Great bar.
So sad to say, we do have other people, whether it's misinformation, whether it's ignorance, or whether it's just lack of laziness, complacency, or due to nurture, how they was brought up, that they lack certain compassions towards their child that they don't know that is there. We have to learn as parents that our children are the sun now. Everything else orbits around them. We have to adjust our lives to them. We are now being byproducts. They are the byproducts of our future. We're cultivating our future through those people. Those people are the very ones those people used to be children. They had parents.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So the product that we produce in our household is going to affect our very lives for futures to come. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that magnitude. So we have to do what I call ingratiate ourselves with our children. Get to know the individuals and people they're growing to be. They're going to have your traits, but they're also growing into individuals they are themselves. And a lot of times we don't take that time to come in and talk to them and just see how their day is going. Woo. I've been dating my children and taking them out ever since they was 2 years old individually, and then we would go as a family just to get to know them on an individual level.
That's awesome.
How I can handle them, their weaknesses, the way I can implement my principles, because I have to handle them differently. Not just because they're, one, I have a daughter and a son, but because of also their temperament, their level of understanding. Some people might see that, I'm harder on my daughter than my son. And people ask me, well, why that is? Because I understand my daughter has a level to try to seek perfection. She's always achieved at a high level. Sports, homework, grades, all that type of stuff. So I can challenge her more than what I could challenge my son at.
Gotta land it.
So that's what we got to do right there. We got to make sure we ingratiate ourselves with our children better.
That is awesome. Very well spoken.
Great information, man.
That was dope.
Appreciate that.
Who is
Shout
that
out
man?
to Lamar Black Attack.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
For the great show. We appreciate that. Make sure y'all supporting the stream. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. We appreciate that. Everything counts. Every little bit counts. Every single dollar counts. I know I get shamed for asking for $1, but I don't care.
Ask for that
Hey,
dollar.
LL Junkman, Unkman, because he's driving, so I know he ain't drinking and driving. What are your thoughts?
Got the hand at 10 to 2.
Yeah, I'm
Can you
right
attack
now.
me? It's my boy, okay?
Give me 1 more hour, and I'm gonna be wasted. All right, but what's up, everybody? Shout out to
Peace
Sharon.
to
Shout
you,
out to
man.
everybody
Peace
on the
to you.
panel.
Yo, what's
So,
good?
Good morning. Good morning.
so one thing that always hit home with me. So I'm gonna start by saying I grew up in the hood. We all know that. Blah blah blah. And when you're in the hood, you be in the store and you see a young. Somebody might have already said this, but I'm gonna just say it again because I just pulled it up a couple minutes ago. Uh, you see a mom yelling at her kids, smacking them in the back of the head, back of the neck, all kinds of shit like that, yelling at them, and I'm just looking at them like that's literally doing nothing. That's, if anything, that's building up my anger. Like I didn't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that Sharon had told me, well, not told it yet, he told us that I can relate to. I've never whooped my child in her life. Not a, how many people can say that? I've never put my hands on my child. It's always been here. Let me talk to you real quick, bro. Those
That's
those those
that's
those
not a
talking.
good thing. That's not a good thing though, because you spread a
Hold
riot.
on, let that man finish. Let him finish, bro. Let
Oh,
him
he can
finish.
jump in. Go ahead. Cause I'll bounce back. Go ahead. It's
Nah,
not a good
Yeah,
because
thing.
he about to spew some remedial rhetoric, and we about to kill it quick, fast, and hurry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so we're
yeah.
There's.
gonna go there. So
I'm with Sharon.
if you
I'm with.
spread a riot, you spread a child. So let me. It's not
Stop
about.
right
No,
there.
no.
Stop
No,
right
no,
there.
no,
But
no,
see,
no, no,
no,
no.
see,
Yeah,
he
you
missed
Hold on,
it.
let
hold
me
on.
finish.
See, he
Before,
he missed
before,
it
before you
already.
get too crazy,
Yeah.
Let me finish it.
before
Let
you
me
get too
finish it.
crazy, hold on,
So,
hold on,
so
hold
black
on, hold
people,
on, Pastor,
black people
Pastor,
refer to beating
Pastor,
the child. You should
I've
Pastor,
not
never had to.
beat the child.
Pastor. Hold
Sharon,
on,
Sharon, what did I
Uncle Matt
say?
and Pastor. Hold on. I want to say this. That scripture had nothing to do with beating.
Say that
Correct.
part.
Correct.
Exactly. It was
That
all about. It was
scripture,
all
and
about It was all about
hold on,
parenting.
Pastor. Pastor, if you're gonna use the scripture, you better use it in its
Yes.
right context.
I
That
am.
scripture
I
had
am.
hold
You better
on.
give me a
Hold
chance.
on. I'm gonna let you get it. I'm gonna let you get it off. What I want to tell you is this. That has something to do with a boy and a shepherd
Shepherd.
with his sheep.
I was about to say that.
It
Yes,
don't have
that part.
nothing to do with
With
beating your children.
nothing.
Now we got that clear. Go ahead and finish your story so you can
Beating,
understand.
No,
rearing,
see,
The
no, no,
strength
everything.
of
no.
your
He
conversation
missed the part.
on
I
is
never
a
had to lay a
weapon.
finger.
It was
I
a
said I never had to lay a
metaphor.
finger on my child.
It was a metaphor. It's saying if you as a parent don't raise your child right, if you don't raise your flock right, you may have to reprimand them, and it is your fault. That's the reason why parents will say this beating is going to hurt me worse than it's going to hurt you.
That was
I
one of
said
the greatest lies
I said I've never put a
Absolutely is one of
finger.
the greatest lies.
ever
I
I
said
think
I've
told.
never put a
as he said
finger
that
on my
we're
child.
gonna allow him to get his full thought out. Go ahead. He said what he said. Go ahead, Uncle Man. I know you want some words in. Go ahead, Uncle Man.
Real
We are
quick,
going to destroy that ideology. Quick, fast, in a
real
hurry.
quick.
Go ahead,
And
Yes,
I
sir.
remember I remember how we were ridiculed when you said that. They didn't understand that shit. I don't need to touch my child. All I have to do is talk to them. If they acting up, hey, what's going on? A lot of these parents, and I think my big brother Lamar said this shit. A lot of y'all are ignorant. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. Ignorant means a lack of knowledge. Y'all don't know
Yeah.
how to talk to y'all kids.
For real,
Y'all don't
right.
have the emotional intelligence to talk to y'all kids. Y'all don't understand why y'all yelling at them. You don't understand why you're so
Mm-hmm.
frustrated. That's why y'all hitting these kids. That's your last answer. That's all you can do is hit them. That's easy. Sit them down and talk to them. Tell them what's
Woo.
really going on. What's going to happen if you do
Go
such such
ahead,
such such.
bro.
If you got
That's the
to if you
hard
got to
part.
if you got to reprimand them, hey, you break laws, you fuck up, you might go to jail, player. Ain't no coochie in jail. I've always told my nephews that. Ain't no coochie in jail, bro. But I'm just leave it right there.
No, you. So
And
you
what was
have
that?
to.
What was that,
You
Pastor?
have to.
One more
You have
time,
to sit
Pastor.
them
I've never
down.
laid a finger on my child. A finger. I've
And
never
that's
laid
a
a finger on
blessing.
my
I'm
child.
glad. I'm
Blessing.
All I had to
glad.
do was talk to her.
Yeah, land it there, Uncle. Let him get up. He want to
I'm done.
jump in
I'm
there.
done. I'm done.
So my
Go ahead,
sister,
Pastor.
never really got whoopings, but I thank God that I got the small amount of whoopings that I did get, because sometimes my father did sit me down a lot of times and talk to me. You're right, but I still got out there to the point where I need to feel. Little boy, little boys have to feel. I have a son. Little boys have to feel.
Hey, Bracy, let me go after him real quick.
Real little boys have to feel the physical
Come
reprimand.
next, I think.
That's just why they play like contact sports like football, soccer, basketball. Like when you make up, you might run into a pick, you might get tackled, you might get knocked out. So little boys have to feel the problems rather than sit them down all the time like they some little bitches and little girls, because they gonna get out here and get it.
I got it, Sharon. Let me finish. I got it.
I want to go after him, Sharon.
Go ahead and land it, Pastor. You good with that right there, Pastor? For the meantime,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Truth. Nice, like he has some thoughts. I want to get Otis in there, and Lamar got to go soon, so we're gonna go that way. Truth, Nice, Otis, Lamar. Go ahead.
All right, so Pastor, what type of man was your father? Kind of give me a short answer so I can get like real
My
into
father was 82nd Airborne, and he worked in the factory too. Went into healthcare and psychiatry, but he was a military guy, military
it.
man.
Okay, all right. I grew up in the same type of household. However, most of the time, people that come from militia backgrounds, and then it seems like your man was a hard working man, where it was a lot of stresses and pressures put on him. A lot of times, us as parents, we do not know how to properly compartmentalize our pressures when dealing with discipline, and we take that out on our children. And that is why it's best to discipline them correctly and quickly and initially until your pressure goes up. Children know when you're disciplining them out of love and when you beat my ass because you're frustrated. I remember the difference. I remember the difference. So, no, it's never okay beating your child ever. That means you have lost somewhere. I'm not saying that I have never spanked my children, but once I changed myself as a parent, it stopped early. I got better as a parent.
Yes.
I got better. So when I hear men say I ain't never beat my children and the children are respectful and everything like that, I commend them because they showed more self-control. They got to the point where they ingratiated themselves with their children, learning their habits early and quickly. And ever since then, and we're talking about, this was when they was 2 or 3, and not beating them, popping their legs. I stopped all that. Ended that. It ended quickly.
Can I get
And I'm
2
gonna,
cents
I'm
on
gonna
it?
use this example right here, and then that's it. A lot of times the children be running around the house playing and all that type of stuff. You won't say shit to them. They be having a good time. You'll hear something breaking and zap. What I did was I made sure I was proactive to make sure shit didn't break around the houses so they can be who they are.
That's a great
I
point.
disagree. I disagree. I
That's
think
some
you have.
great
Real quick,
just
let me get 2
hopefully
cents.
you can hold on to your thought. I want to get Nice. I want to keep the order. So we're going. All right.
I have more questions and answers and statements, so I'm listening.
All right.
2 cents.
Nice is give you the floor. Go ahead, Unc.
Thank you. I just need 2 sentences. So y'all know that saying where y'all parents be like, the child would be like, or you're an adult now, but like, damn, you didn't treat me like that. They talking to the grandparent,
Mm-hmm.
grandparent now,
Yep.
and they look at him like, damn, you ain't treat me like that. No, what? You would have threw me through the window if I did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what that is. That's that maturity. That's
Growth.
all I'm gonna
Yep.
tell you,
Yeah.
Pastor.
That's
that
Yes,
maturity
sir.
right there.
Yes,
He
sir.
actually knows how to
Absolutely.
talk to him.
Great
Absolutely.
example.
No, they have
Great
that.
example.
They have that maturity because someone else is throwing them through the window. They don't have to. That's just why they can say that.
Look,
Because in
here's
that
the thing that
position.
I think is missed by what Truth is saying. This is the thing that is missed is that like Truth is saying that like he's seen the errors in his ways and he acquiesced to those errors as
Yes.
he implemented and it's like, okay, I got to move forward and communicate better, move things out of the way to make me aggravate. So instead of things breaking in the house, I'm moving breakable things away from my children to break.
No,
That's
Sharon,
grandparents.
grandparents.
That's him moving down the line and recognizing and self-reflecting on his parenting skills
Exactly.
and moving the needle
Yep.
forward. And
That's not.
we are not
That's moving the
shaming.
goalpost.
I
That's
got
moving
you.
the goalpost. That's
No,
moving
it's
the
not moving the
goalpost.
goalposts because this is why it's not moving the goalposts because he had self-reflection. He implemented the new ideologies that he found and he corrected himself. He said, this is a better way of interacting with my children. And oftentimes people, when they beat their children, they feel like they are attacked. And we're not attacking you. We're just saying this is an error that people have, and you need to learn better communication skills. Even people that beat their children at one time, they stop beating. They recognize the difference of how they can receive the information. Is always saying
Yep.
is a difference. And once human beings recognize that this is a better way to interact with your children, we want more interactions with people's children better because your child got to be with my child in the future. And I
Exactly.
want your child to be able to have conflict resolution, not just
So,
mine,
so
but
that's why
yours. The conversation that we was having earlier, Pastor, is about the little short bus people, the kids that had the single teacher in the classroom. We know those are the problem teachers. If you had a problem with that kid, he was like, hey, you know, he's a little this, that, and there, so you don't bother him. But now after high school, we don't know who's who.
Correct.
No, most of the time we
Correct.
don't these out there.
Correct.
Single teachers.
Ron, respectfully, you're moving the goalposts because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Grandparents don't have to do the gangster shit that parents have to do because when they were, because let me tell you, them same grandparents that they want to talk and be so nice and take the children out for field trips and be all cool. They was the same ones that was whooping ass.
You just said that.
Therefore, God has given them. No, I was listening. I was listening. I am listening.
I'm going after Mike the Beast. Go ahead, Mike the Beast.
What I'm saying is God has given them the grace and mercy to move on to grandparentism, where they can just chill out and enjoy rather than whoop these children asses when they need it.
But bro,
you're taking the grandparents narrative and running with it. It's not about the grandparents.
I'm the oldest. My parents wasn't with my siblings the way they was with me. So not just grandparents. Parents learn through trial and error. So my I just want to say that real quick. I had two questions. One question, because I know S and Unc got Unc man got girls. Do y'all feel like boys should be raised differently at the point that someone else made on the panel, that boys gotta handle a little differently? That's one question. My other question, for those of you who, like me who got beat, did that really curve your activity? Did you stop?
No, it made me into a violent ass.
The last time you did
it made me violent. It made me violent.
Facts, it made me feel like I could settle shit by putting hands on you.
It made me
violent. You doing something I don't like, I'm gonna put hands on you, and
I'm gonna tell you this nice. I didn't give a fuck.
Hey.
So it was three options. You can't go outside. You can get this ass whooping, or the chair. I took the ass whooping. The chair.
Every perfect example.
She didn't know I feared the chair. I feared the chair.
I want to get Otis in there and a Mar Black attack. Oh man, this is a great conversation.
About to be a situation.
Shout out to Mr. Alignment. If you don't discipline them, the law will. I'm out. That is not the truth, but we are going to attack that comment right there as well. And I also want to shout out to my girl.
About to be a situation.
Shout out to the beautiful, crazy,
all right, you look, all right,
Lucky Marie. Thank you for the $2 tip. Thank you, appreciate it, because we are contenders. You know what I'm saying? We contenders. Like, you know, like bartender, contender. I'm working on it.
Yo, this man crazy.
Hey,
about to be a situation.
My bad, Otis. Hey, Carl Anderson, it's the good cop, bad cop formula in play. But go ahead, Otis, get your thought out.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real short. One, I have a daughter. When I was raising her, I had to rear her one time. That one time literally hurt me more than it did her. That's my experience. This is my story. Everybody can be different. This is my story. After that, I knew I had to learn a different way because I only did that because that's how I was raised. And I'm just keeping it real. So after I did that to my daughter, I had to come up with a whole nother different way. What works and still works to this day is this look. And when I talk to you and the words that are coming out of my mouth, that I'm actually, and I have to train and teach myself. So when somebody used that word, we were ignorant, that's not a bad word. It's a word, look it up. If you fit the definition, you fit the definition. I was ignorant at one time.
So Otis, check this right.
That's my story. Everybody is different, but that's my story.
Can I ask you a question? My father would give me a whooping way faster than my sister. So I agree with the fact that you don't want your daughter to get addicted to domestic discipline men.
No, that's not.
Nah, it is. That's what it boils down to. You don't want your daughter to get used to getting her ass whooped by men. I
I
get
like
that.
Otis. I
That's
like
not
you.
I
necessarily
get no,
true.
no, no,
You
I
want
get
your son
that.
to get used to getting his
You
ass
want?
whooped
Oh
by
no,
men?
yeah.
No, but y'all okay with that?
I love
Y'all
Pastor
okay with
Otis
that?
through this, but I
Y'all
love
are
it.
okay
Necessarily
with
true.
that?
My God, this
Y'all
dude.
okay with men whooping other men ass though?
Who told you that?
I'm not.
I
I'm
want
not.
my son getting his ass whooped or being okay with it though.
I'm not.
See,
I'm not. I'm
if
not.
I got into a fight and I got my ass whooped, you niggas would laugh like that nigga his
That's
ass.
true. We're
It,
gonna
it,
laugh
it,
at you,
it
but I'm
pass.
not.
I would say
Nah,
this.
that's
I
not
I'm
was
getting
true.
whooped on this
That's
panel right
not
now. What are
true.
you talking
That's
about?
not
yeah,
true. I'm only gonna laugh if you deserve to get your ass whooped.
yeah,
If you
That's
exactly.
a
didn't
great
do
point.
What
it,
if
If you
what if
did
your
I
something,
don't
daughter
want to see you
deserved to
get
get
your
her
ass
ass
whooped.
whooped? What
That's
if your
not a
daughter
personal
it, pa-
opinion.
what if your daughter
it, pa-
deserved her ass whooped
it,
though?
pa- it
I
pass.
don't got no daughters. I'm
I'm
blessed.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say
That's
this.
the biggest problem. I got
I'm
5
gonna say
sons.
this.
That's them niggas.
From 14 all the way, I'll say to 25. At some point in time, I was locked up. Okay. My son has never seen the inside of a jail cell, and he's 18.
Talk that shit.
That's what's up.
Salute to that. I'm glad
That
you
deserves
home. Stay
praise right
home,
there.
man.
God damn it.
All that shit did
I,
was made me angry, bro.
Mm.
The number one person you supposed to fear is your parents. Once they beat you to the point where that shit don't hurt no more, you don't fear shit else. Not even
Damn.
You don't care.
consequences.
You don't care.
Mm.
Wow, that
That
part.
shit
so,
don't what's name. And I had to heal
uh,
from all that shit. I didn't even know that shit was plaguing me like that.
Mm.
But what happened is I made sure I did not do that to my children.
That
Woo.
part.
That's a great bar. And that also talked to that super chat, and we're gonna get back to that super chat. But go ahead, Lamar Black Attack, get your thought out.
okay, it's 3. Number 1, we're not saying don't discipline. We gonna discipline the kid. Number 2, the spankers doesn't work. It doesn't work. If it did, we won't have people in the penitentiary. It doesn't work, right?
Where did it
You
work?
know?
I'm trying to
it
figure out.
doesn't work. If it did, it'd be easy. Shut the hell up. Bam. 3 days.
3 days. 3 days.
We need to bring them lashes back.
Oh shit, man, I forgot number 3. Fuck, y'all fucked me up.
Nah, you right though.
But
Like,
it doesn't work.
yesterday, president of the world, because I told you.
I got a 14-year-old child. You try to hit him, he gonna laugh. He do one hand push up because he got used to my discipline. Oh yeah, you want to hear daddy? What else I do? I said, okay, dude. He finna have a heart attack. Chill. But like I say, no, I got number 3. There's no way to win this argument because each parent have a different way of raising their kids. So there's no way we can prove that another parent way is wrong if their kids become
That part.
unsuccessful.
Of course.
That's what I
Listen,
want to say.
I don't think no brother up here is trying to win it. We trying to again produce a better product out here for the world, bro.
That's right.
And it
Right.
just does not work.
Yes.
Everyone up here, if you've seen most people with anger problems, it came from that. You're beating somebody to be hard. What do you think that's doing? Every time we're broken down, we
I
come
love
back
the spanking
stronger.
shit.
I
Even
agree
the
with that. I agree.
And I think
Yeah, I agree with that.
people
There's a
have to
different
start,
channel. There's a different.
people got to
Like
start understanding. They gotta deal with that inner child that they have in them. Usually, when you are getting angry and upset, that is not even you as a grown up. That is you. Your inner child is
Yeah.
reacting to
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it really is, and you got to get back and go and think about like, yo, why is this triggering me so much? It's something that happened to you a long time ago,
Right.
and you are really acting as your 12-year-old self and your 16-year-old self. You just in your grown body, but that moment trigger you back into that. I'm gonna fight back.
I'm finna slam
I'm not
somebody.
feeling words anymore. And you got to go back to those ass whoopings. What did you do? How did you feel? The resentment that you feel from your parents and all these things. That's one of the main reasons why I know I don't beat my children, because I know what it made me feel like. And I do not want to install that same thing into my children, because I look and reflect on the things that happened to me and say, no, that is not going to happen to my children by me giving it to them. If you know, when it rains on the good people and the bad people. It don't matter. So now if something happens, we got to deal with it. We're not talking about these extreme cases if they going out joyriding and stolen cars and all this other. We talking about regular everyday parents. And most people are not dealing with just little criminals.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but sometimes mental abuse is worse than physical abuse. I got to be on that imposter.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm just saying.
It leads to all the stuff leads to it leads to the same thing. Eventually, it's going to get to where it's actionary, bro. And that's the problem.
I get over that physical pain, but I always remember what the fuck you said.
And that's why the conversation yesterday was about Killer Mike destroying possibly this young man's dream too early. That conversation was meant for a much more mature adult. When you tell an 8-year-old that no, you cannot be all you can be, that is a fucking problem that we have in our community. They gotta stop. We gotta tell these young 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds, you can do whatever you want. And then now when you turn 16 and you haven't been doing the steps to be that thing that you said you want to be, now we gotta say, hey, listen, you know, you haven't done a push-up. You haven't done a push-up in years, so you know you ain't gonna make the basketball team.
What did he knock down, Bracy? What did he tell
him? He's not here, so let's not dive into that.
He want to be he said, I want to be a president. He didn't say president of what. He just, I want to be a president.
Oh, Killer Mike. Okay, I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about Trigger Mike. Okay, Killer Mike is okay.
Why would he not Trigger?
No, I missed
up. He said, no, you're gonna need to be a carpenter, young man. You need to bring some money into the house. And that young man was way too young to kill his dream like that.
But
so
he's 28 years old. Real quick. I think a lot more kids in high school need to hear that about thinking they about to go to the NBA. I'm not killing nobody's dream. I'm not saying what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Work your ass off, but you do need to have a backup plan.
Right. So Sharon did so now this is the part that I was trying to explain is that children do more of what they see you do. So if he was trying to encourage him to be a carpenter, is he showing him how to work with his hands? Don't talk. Show me. Like I constantly explain how when I got home from school and church and everything, my grandfathers automatic, they didn't say shit to me.
Oh no,
they went out into the yard.
Be more honest with kids about, you know, the statistics on going to the NBA or NFL or being a rapper or selling drugs. I think we need to be more honest. But that's all I want to say.
Yeah,
and I don't know why he had Tourette's on you just now, but he did. Oh. Hey, I also want to welcome to the stage the president. Welcome to the
I'm gonna finish this up real quick, Sharon.
One more second.
I'm about to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Mr. Lyman says no black person will ever be president again. I'm out. God damn it. Hey.
Yeah. So that part, I'm gonna just say that part about this. If he wanted his child to be a carpenter or whatever, if you are showing that the child is going to follow, my grandparents and my father didn't talk much. So when I seen them go out there and work in the yard, gardening, cleaning up, shoveling, raking leaves, working on the car, I went out there with him. The son is going to follow the father.
Wow. Real quick, not to cut you off, I just wanted to give you a little more reference. For the Killer Mike, it was him being like the guest speaker in a classroom, in like a kindergarten or first grade classroom, telling them kids that. Like it wasn't something he was telling his kids or a direction.
Well, that's even worse then. That's even worse.
Absolutely.
I don't know, but was it worse? It could have been reverse psychology, though, right?
Nah, but it was ultimately what I ended up thinking it was like a case study. This is something that he does with older people, and he just wanted to see how a younger group of people would respond to it. Okay. And he kind of talked to the principal first and got the okay and sat in front of, it was probably like 6 kids, different races, and was saying different things to them just to see how it would, you know what I mean? What kind of reaction and effect.
But that's what I was saying. That's children. You don't do that, man.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, man. That's way too young.
That's the wrong environment. That's the wrong environment.
Yeah, that was not the environment for it at all. Yeah, also, want to welcome Jay Prince for president. What are your thoughts? They talking about ain't no going to be another black president. We got a president on the goddamn panel. What up, Jay Prince?
I think have been a fantastic president.
I think
I'm gonna exclude me from the conversation. When you talk about the campaign and the presidential and politicians and stuff like that, I don't understand why black people want to be involved in it in the first place. The reason why I say that is because what they do in their house of America, I don't call it America. I call it their house of America. They house of America.
Huh?
Their house of America don't have nothing to do with black people. They will utilize black people
Bracy, I
as
think
like
you need to help
get
him out.
some numbers and stuff like that. But far as like having a president, government, and stuff like that, changing laws and rules in the favor of black folks, especially in that word, in the favor of black folks, that typically, I don't believe that'll never happen.
So here's the problem that you.
Yeah, you got to help him, Bracy.
Here's the problem. So like,
He's good.
You know, the thing that I think most people fail to understand is like once you change the law, it changes for every American, not just white folks or black folks. It is up to us to take advantage of the law and make sure we are pushing the needle that they got to give us what the law said. Now, if a law is pushed out and then we are tempted to get it and then they start denying us of it, and then that's when we go ahead, we do our due diligence and go ahead and make sure we get our just due. Right. But when they create a law, it's not a law that is specific for one culture and not for the other. So you got to stop looking at it as it's not just the benefit of black, it's the benefit of Americans. And you got to recognize yourself as an American and you get the same laws.
Basically, we be talking about we have seen basically we be coattaling because we have seen constitutional when black people exercise a lot of these laws. When black people, I mean, you got somebody laughing. We literally have seen videos of black people utilizing these laws and constitutional rights and stuff like that. And it get trumped over like it don't mean shit. So
give us an example of what you're trying to articulate so we can understand the base of this conversation. Because we're moving it, we're gonna move the conversation.
What I'm trying to articulate that is that you keep saying that other black folks gonna coattail off everybody else, right? Of the law. Black people, man, would you shut the fuck up? Black people gonna coattail off what you saying is black people gonna coattail off America and their laws that they created. And it seems like the laws benefit everybody else but blacks because we have seen countless of videos where the laws would have worked perfectly with a different race. But
JP,
when it comes to the black race, those laws do not apply. They trumped over a lot of constitutional rights. Right? Constitutional, the makeup of America, the makeup of America, it applies to a lot of other races and it works smoothly and perfectly. When you see white people walking around with guns, 10-year-old kids walking around with guns, with white people walking around with missiles, whatever the case. But let a black person do it. The same constitutional right that white people exercise, black people, you better not do it.
So that's not.
So when y'all saying that it applies these laws and stuff would affect America, meaning that we are included, I would argue that that's a lie.
All right, so I don't know. We're gonna attempt to attack what he's saying. Get Otis, would you like to?
Oh, no, I'm just here so I won't get fined. I don't know what's going on. I'm just listening. I ain't trying to be funny. I don't know. I'm just listening.
So JP,
I got a question.
The problem with what you're saying is that it's just not true. Once the law is in effect, the law is in effect. It's simple as that.
I don't know how we even got on this subject.
I got a question for the president.
A lot of people are dying, and it's been a lot of black people getting arrested because. Let's just say if I walk outside right now.
Talking about being fathers.
Wait.
I'm gonna bring it back. I want to get it out. I want to get his Tourette's out, and then we're gonna bring it back to the
Tourette's out. Let's just say if I walk outside with my gun and stuff, right?
Right.
Marching with my firearms. Let's say I collect a large group of black men. Walking outside with a bunch of guns.
Okay.
The outcome of that gonna be differently from the constitutional right.
Okay, so now my question is, what is the law when you go get a gun license? What is the law that says if you have a gang of people with guns? What is the law about that? Is that
the constitutional rights? We got the right to bear arms.
We have the right to bear. We do have a right to bear arms. However, I'm not talking about that part. I'm moving past that part. We understand you have the right. If you go out by yourself with the right bear arms, They cannot say that. All they can ask you is, "Can I see your paperwork?" And you just got to provide the paperwork, and they have to let you go. But now, when you say, "I got a congregation of people, 30 people marching," now that is an unlawful protest now. So now you go into a different level. This is the problem. That a lot of times y'all conflate two different things. So
let me.
I got you. I'm not trying to. So like, if we gonna keep it to the individual, you can have your gun.
Individual,
open carry state, you are fine.
Okay. Well, my experience that I shared before, that when I had, because we in the open carry state, and when I had my gun, before they even asked me for my paperwork, I was on a bus stop, and the moment I turned my head looking for the bus, and the moment I did like this, boom, it's plenty guns in my face. Mm-hmm. At first, I thought that was niggas finna kill me, but come to find out they was officers.
Okay.
Why did I have to go through that first?
Probably because you're about to go into a public place, because, you know, when you have a gun, you can't go.
It's a public.
Right, so there's certain places.
We have the right to bear arms.
Hold up, Sharon.
You do have a right, but you have certain places that you cannot go with.
Do you know what a bus stop is? Do you know what a bus stop is? You don't know what that is, do you, brother?
No,
so
it's like school grounds, bro. You can't
like school,
do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Movie theaters, school grounds.
If that was the case, I would have got charged.
You should have. They probably let your ass go. You should have.
Man, y'all motherfuckers so goddamn dumb.
Did you get?
You don't know a bus stop is state mandated. You can't go there with a firearm.
The case, if I was in the wrong spot, they already sticking guns in my face. So if I was in the wrong spot, don't you think they would have took that opportunity to say? So
now,
they should have.
In your state, because we gotta understand that it's very specific.
Lift your ass up.
So Jay Prince, your state, it says whatever it is, because every gun law is different in every state. So what does it say in your state about having a gun on a public bus or in the train system?
No, I didn't say on a public bus. I was on a bus stop.
Bus stop is the same thing. It's the same thing, bro.
So hold on, Jay Prince, you was at the bus stop, not trying to go. So hold on, Jay Prince. I want to make sure I understand this.
Because this bus stops on every corner, every block.
Okay, I want to make sure, Jay Prince, I'm trying to get an understanding. So was you not waiting to get on a bus?
I was waiting on to get on a bus.
Next question.
I was 3,000 feet away from schools and bars. That's the law.
Okay.
You have to be a certain amount of feet away from schools and bars.
Next question. That's
the law.
My next question.
Because if you're gonna consider a bus stop to be whatever, like y'all trying to say,
okay.
That means you cannot bear arms, because it's bus stops on every fucking block. Damn near.
My next question, Jay Prince. What is the law about carrying a firearm on a public bus or train in your state?
Well, you can still carry. Well, technically, you should be able to carry, because they don't have no restrictions.
So that's probably the issue that you have. Because
you gotta let me finish the round. Unless they got the bus, unless the bus got the signs saying no guns allowed and stuff. If the bus or even Walmart or whatever place, if they don't got that, no guns allowed. If they don't have that no guns allowed, you are able to carry it, except from schools and bars where they sell alcohol.
Jay Prince, may I say something, please, sir?
I got my license. Like, dog, like y'all.
Hold on.
I want to go to Otis.
Otis want to jump in, and Lamar want to jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah, help him out.
Niggas want to disagree on purpose. Like, make it look food.
Jay Prince, you might be surprised what I'm about to say, sir. Trust me, I know where you're going. I understand your plight. Trust me. I don't talk about it because I realize how to navigate. But to be perfectly honest with you, and not to go down another road, because the majority of the audience won't know what I'm talking about, I'm a private individual. I'm private. So right now, just so you know, it could be done. But I'm a private individual with proper paperwork, with proper notice. I'm able to walk around at this time in their system. I'm a 2-time felon, but I'm able to walk around anywhere I want to with my own weapon anywhere because I filed proper documents. Now, just hear me out, please. Has nothing to do with what color you are, but I understand your plight because I went down that rabbit hole once before too. I'm 53, and I realize it has nothing to do with color. It's about knowing your rights and knowing how to implement them by giving proper notice and filing the proper documentation, and just sit back and live your life. And I'm living example of that. I'm private. So you could do the same
How many
thing.
examples? How many examples? How many examples?
That's all I'm saying.
Otis,
Yes,
how many examples that if I don't know how long you've been on social media, but how many examples that we have clearly watched that it was a difference between when white people had their firearms and when black people had their firearms. Let's just say a simple pullover, a traffic stop. We actually have cases where somebody, a passenger, he was a passenger that had a firearm and it was legit, and he got gunned down and the cops got off.
Prince,
So when y'all talking about this not color crap, I think y'all foolish. I think y'all. Wait, I'm not done.
I'm next out there, JP.
I think that y'all are tired of fighting, and y'all don't want to come to the realization that it's a difference between you and white folks. It's a big difference. I know y'all want to live in this fantasy like we are all equal, and racism is something from back in the past, is old and outdated. But I could literally see countless. Fuck a video. I could talk about real life experiences.
All right. We understand
real life.
that white man has done some terrible stuff.
I'm next to hey.
If I would have moved a certain way, I could have been
intelligent, man.
This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna let
next.
get one more. We're gonna let him get one more point out. We're gonna go Lamar Black Attack. Truth is Love got a question, and we're gonna welcome to the show also Sherry Berry after. So go ahead, make it short, Jay Prince, so everybody can get a chance to talk. Go ahead, Jay.
All I'm saying is, I think that black people need to stop thinking that the stuff that we have been experiencing is something of the past, and the law benefit us and all this other type of stuff. I think y'all need to come out of that, because that's not the case at all. I know you want to assume that since we live in the 2024, it's that type of stuff that black folks don't go through no more. You are seriously fooling yourself.
All right. Go ahead, Lamar Black Attack. We got Truth.
Oh yeah, yes. I want to say, Otis, I know you might not know us, but you got to learn the panel. JP and JP, okay? But no, what I'm saying is he's saying some stuff that is true. We can't beat him on this stuff. Life is not fair, and living in America is not fair. Why live overseas? So
did I come across as beating?
No. Listen, brother. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying what he's saying is true. It's not fair, and life is not fair, and there are people do look at you the way you look. That's a realistic thing, and I just want to say that if you attack him, he might not articulate it well, but what he's saying is true. Yeah, if I have an AK-20, whatever this shit is, and my Peckerwood friend have it, I'm gonna get harassed more than he do. So I gotta adjust my behavior.
But I follow you. I hear you. I disagree with that, but I hear you though.
I disagree as well.
That's it. That's it, Otis. That's it, Otis. JP gonna throw a monkey wrench. I just want you to know where he's coming from.
You got your license. You got your gun license. You got your gun license.
That came on
You got your gun
He
license.
started talking about the
You got
privileges
your
that
gun
he has
license.
as a white man.
This is what he do.
You got your
Otis,
gun
this is
license.
normal for
He
us.
started talking about the
You have your
privileges
gun
that he
license.
has as a white man.
You have your gun license.
Okay, hold on. So hold on. Let me just make something clear. Let me just make something real clear. On March 8th, 2017, the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled that the Madison Metro Transit route forbidding firearms on public buses.
Why you steal it, Sharon? God damn, yo, you get on my nerves. God damn it, man.
So therefore, Jay Prince. So people are lawfully carrying
That's in 2017, right? When they banned that law. When they banned that law, right?
Oh, to we demons. I just trying to let you
It's
know.
not banned. It was implemented. It was implemented. It's my turn to talk. No, you already talked. You already talked. You already talked. You already talked. It was Lamar, and then it's my turn. It's not.
Let him.
Your
Hey,
turn.
Jay Prince, let him get his
I'm
full
over.
thought out. Let him get his thought out. Go ahead, True.
Okay,
You
said that
already
law
talked.
they banned it in
The
2017.
law was implemented in 2017. It still stands.
Before let Truth get his full thought out first, and then you be able to ask me whatever, or you be able to jump right back in.
You're
Let
a
him get his full
foolish
thought.
clown.
Go ahead, True.
Dumbass nigga. It was implemented in 2017. It means it still stands to this day. You dumb
Calling people dumbass niggas,
You're a
True.
stupid motherfucker.
Let me
Damn
respond.
permit does not give you a constitutional right over state mandates and grounds. If I go on school property, outside of the school is the same as I'm being in school. It will stand what a motherfucking subway. It's the same as I'm being in the subway train. If I'm on a bus or outside on a bus stop, it's the same.
Here's where you're going wrong, nephew.
Dumbass. You can't
Going
go
left.
anyway because of a
Calling
fucking
people
permit or a
dumb.
license. I have one and I know that.
He wants
Okay,
stupid.
so what?
You dumb motherfucker.
No, Sharon, let me tell you. Let me explain.
Now, how does your license been
Stupid
offended?
ass niggas.
Since you calling people dumb motherfuckers, dumb motherfucker, how does your license been offended?
Damn,
You are
Sharon,
Saying
wrong,
that
and
stupid
you
ass
know
shit
you're wrong
and
for
then
that.
change the goddamn
you
conversation
can't
to some
get
goddamn
Shut up. You have
goddamn
your head
white
clear.
people shit when we was talking about
Have
being
your
dumb.
head clear, nigga. Stop calling
What
people
the fuck
dumb.
is you talking about?
You
That shit was
have
dumb
a
as shit.
conversation, and as soon as you
Sherry
have
Berry, I can't
somebody
hear
to
you.
pick
I
on,
can't hear you,
you
Sherry.
picked on them.
I
You
can't hear
picked
you,
on them.
Sherry.
Come on, Proof, because
I
I can
can't
pick
hear
on you
you.
about the Bible.
Sherry,
You
I
don't even
can't
know
hear
your
you.
Bible correctly. But
Sherry, I
you
can't
want to
hear
go
you.
at somebody.
I can't hear you,
Hush
Sherry.
your mouth. Let the
Sherry, I can't
conversation
hear
go
you.
back the way it was.
Sherry,
It
I
was
can't
going
hear
good.
you.
And then
Sherry,
you brought your
Sherry,
nappy-headed ass over
Sherry,
here
I can't
and
hear
wanted
you.
to go off on somebody.
Sherry, Sherry,
Want to be picked on,
Sherry,
hands
I
on,
can't hear
or
you.
I can be ignorant
Sherry,
too,
I can't hear
nigga.
you. Sherry, I can't hear you.
All right.
You
I
can
can't
hear
hear you.
me.
Situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to 187. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Remember that.
Yes,
Jay
sir,
Prince.
it is.
Guardrail?
Okay, Sharon.
Yes.
When that took place, when I was on a bus stop and the police had in my, that was around the time when they put the guns in my face. That's around the time I was doing armed security. And when I had my own armed security business that I talked about. That was back in 2008 and 9. So
Okay.
you looked up a law that was in 2017.
It's implemented in
I have
2017.
not done armed security since I think that was like 20. I stopped doing that type of stuff in 2013.
Okay.
You still here, babe?
So back in 2010 when that took place, that law didn't apply. That's what I'm trying to tell these goofy motherfuckers, boy.
Take your time.
Are you
They know
talking about
everything,
something
though.
that don't apply didn't apply back then, but applies now,
It
right?
didn't apply at the time that I had it.
Okay, but it applies now, right? It applies now, right? It applies now, right?
Oh my God, man! You
Does it
a little
apply now?
fucking retard.
So
Does it
now,
apply now?
so now, Jay Prince.
You
So
a
here's the.
fucking
Does it
retard,
apply
dog.
now?
So Jay Prince. Here's
Why
the
you
problem.
It
With the,
applies
apply
now.
pressure to
Why
him?
the hell are you
Apply
talking
pressure
about
to
it?
your own self.
here's the problem.
Why
Here's
are
the
you
problem with the
talking about it if it
conversation. I
applies
got you.
now?
Hold on. Let's try to bring it back. We're gonna get it back to parenting shortly.
Yeah, that's what we was on.
So
That's
here's the
what
problem.
you need to
That's
do.
what we was
Apply
on.
pressure to your own
Sherry,
self.
I
True.
can't hear
Be
you,
true
Sherry.
to thyself.
Sherry,
Be
I
true
can't
to
hear you.
thyself. A
Sherry,
need
Sherry,
woman
I
under
can't
God.
hear
Because
you,
you
Sherry.
ain't working for God
Sherry,
right now.
I can't
Okay.
Be
hear
true
you, Sherry.
to
Thank you, Sherry.
thyself.
Sherry, I can't
Right
hear you.
on.
Hold on,
Sherry, I can't hear you.
Nigga.
You had me trash.
Hold on.
So what
Sherry,
was the
I can't
conversation?
hear
I'm finna
you.
dip.
Okay. She stopped. Okay. So
You had me tagged, Sharon. What was the issue or our dip? I ain't finna go
tagged-
I ain't finna do no dumb shit.
I tagged you in the.
These niggas, they can do this clout chasing shit. I don't need a clout chase. I am
Nigga,
the
you
clout.
got a fucking,
Hold on.
you had a channel, nigga.
Hold on. I
I
tagged
am
you.
the clout.
Hold on.
I
Hold on. What I
ain't
tagged you in?
nothing.
What I tag you in?
Motherfucker, we
on your title of this show.
On the title of the show, your name
Stop
is Ty.
lying, Jay Prince. Stop.
Yeah, just say Jay Prince for president.
Jay Prince, stop
It
lying.
does say Jay Prince for president. I apologize. I don't know why I did that, but it did do that.
So you don't really got nothing?
No, I wasn't trying to. I probably was typing something else in because somebody told me that you had a stream about it, and I probably just accidentally put you in the stream. So,
all right, then, man, I'm finna dip.
Yeah. So, but since you're here, what was all that shit that you did? Because I didn't get a chance to watch the review. Since you're here, because people was telling me that you did some things, and that's why I did type your name in, and then clearly I made a mistake and typed it into the thing. So. Because as you see, it says Jay Prince was president, didn't say NYC. I was really talking about something else that just happened to actually put your name in there. So I apologize for that. But since you are here, fuck it. We can have the conversation. What's going on? Because I didn't get a chance to watch it last night.
Well, what's going on is that your boy, he did a live video yesterday. And he been rocking with Team Pedo.
Oh shit!
And he said he don't fuck with the president, and they kept coming for the president. So the president decided to execute his executive files. And
what's
every time
the executive
the executive files is the butt naked truth with all the bumps in the booty. And every time I execute those files, it be nothing but black suits and sad songs. And we're to the point where relationships don't have to end. Where Mr. Aaron O, your buddy, said he don't rock with the president no more, even though he been knowing me 2 years prior before the game he chose. He was talking. I had him on video claiming that he will fuck little 8-year-olds.
What you talk?
Also calling out Fatty, telling Fatty saying that Fatty he even gave some new information about Fatty.
Jay Prince. We're gonna. So do you believe? I got one question for you. I got a question before we move this conversation forward.
You finna live in this madness.
Hold on, Jay Prince.
They've been coming from the president for 9 months. It's my turn to strike back. Ain't no more silence in the president.
Okay.
When you come for the president, you gonna get struck down by lightning. Them executive files is a motherfucker.
Jay Prince. Be honest.
Compromise shit.
Jay Prince, be honest.
I love it so
Do you actually believe the things that you are saying right now, or you are just because it doesn't sound like you actually believe it. Do you believe that these two men?
Well, let me see. Right now, I'm gonna ask you. Let me let you hear it and see where you stand.
No, we're not gonna play it. Hold on. First of all, before you play anything, what is it that you're playing?
No, it's not. No, I'm gonna play an audio
of from what, a video?
It's not no. It's not no.
Is it from a? Is it from a video that I could pull up? Is it like a public video?
No, it's something that was recorded.
All right, pause it. Thank you. Pause it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that's a private conversation?
Yes, people been coughing up private information, especially when it came to me. And nobody had a problem with it. Nobody having a problem with it. All I'm doing is getting with the program. That's all I'm doing. They gonna take my private information and put it out there and stuff like, when Fatty did that video, he made that video. And he edited a lot of shit out, so he didn't give y'all full context.
So my question to you is this.
So I got the right to do it too.
My question to you is this. My question to you is this. What is the purpose of this?
The purpose of that is that because on Aaron O show, I don't know if you watched it yesterday.
I understand. He said he had a problem with it. So what I get from him right now, so I can get you informed to what I understand. Aaron O say he has a problem with the president. Cool.
Yeah,
now you pushing that.
He called me. He helped with the propaganda that Jay Prince. All of a sudden, at the 2.5 years later, that I'm a liar. And since I take pride in being truthful, and I take pride in being genuine and honest, when a motherfucker call me a liar,
So my question to you is this:
That's
he had an
very
open show.
disrespectful.
He had an
When it
open show
comes to-
yesterday.
I came up here to expose all the fakers when I came in this space. I exposed all the fakers because when real showed up, all the fake ones got exposed.
Awesome. So
And
now,
since you trying to paint a picture like I'm a fakey, all of a sudden, after 2.5 years later, all of a sudden that the president is a faker and he is a liar when it comes to people that they care about now. They so-called give a fuck about because they got tired of the president winning.
My question to you, what is the outcome that you are searching for with this?
Well, the outcome that I am searching for is that the people, right? I want to see what type of people that I'm working around, right? If either we gonna just go at the people that we don't give a fuck about, or either you gonna choose what's right, or you gonna cherry pick on who could get away with certain shit. And me personally, I don't move like that. I don't move. We never fuck up in 2024. You sound
Yeah.
We don't
damn it.
Thank you. Shit.
God damn. Shout out to LeGarrette. He says, get him off. God damn it. Hey, listen, I thought we was done with it. He had an open panel yesterday. He gave y'all the opportunity to question the young man. Y'all didn't want to entertain it then. So it's no need to bring it up. My apologies for I didn't realize that I typed his name into the fucking the title, because as you see, I was trying to just have a conversation about NYC parents. I didn't actually mean to leave his name in the title. Sometimes just be a lot of shit going on in my house at the time, and so therefore it is what it is. So they dropped JP for, let me see, for how long was that? Jeez Louise. For an hour. So you could come back at 12:35 if you like. So now we're gonna move the conversation forward.
Yes, please.
Hopefully we got the nonsense out. It was already done yesterday. I agree. So I don't know why we would attempt to try to hold these fake ass conversations. I don't understand. So let's move the conversation forward. Let's talk about this New York City mom accused of sneaking past security, assaulted a middle school teacher in front of class, and breaking her goddamn nose. So with that headline, what is your thoughts already?
This is why I teach violence.
Wow.
This is why I teach violence.
Like teach violence.
So what's more? What's the full context, Bracy?
All right, let's break it. Let's try to break it down.
Okay.
There's no. There's no
and
reason to ever do that.
Before I read it,
Did
let's
she
go.
put her hands on the child? I need to know something.
There's no reason to ever to break a
Lincoln
teacher.
Middle School, the day a teacher was violently assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
The mother of the suspect, the grandmother of the student at the school, is telling her side of the story. The woman accused of assault, 31-year-old Lynzina Sutton, is out of jail on bail. She's facing felony assault charges for the attack last Friday. School leaders revealed today Sutton was able to bypass security because she is quite short, they say, and was wearing a hoodie and may have appeared to be a student. He was called, and the child told the teacher, who was seriously injured, "My mother will take care of this." CBS 5 Samantha Croston is with the live.
You know what a kid said? My mama gonna take care of you in trouble. That's one thing I do know.
In middle school now.
No, go ahead. Continue. I know it was good.
And Roxanne Tompkins spoke with us today on behalf of her daughter, who is just out of jail. She says the reason that they were at that school that day is because they were trying to rectify tensions between the child, some of the staff members, and some of the other students. The first words Roxanne Tompkins spoke to us today were, "I'm sorry the teacher got hurt."
That was never supposed to be that way. And I apologize for, and I hope she recovers. And there's always a better way to handle stuff. And we were going to talk at the school to have a conversation.
Sutton's mother says the anger Sutton felt stemmed from bullying that her daughter was facing in school and that it had gone unresolved.
She's been slapped. She's been kicked. They've broken her.
He was called and the child
glasses 3 times.
She says her daughter, Linzina Sutton, went to Lincoln Middle School with intentions of having a conversation with the principal.
But nobody broke in because I don't understand burglary. The doors were propped open. They were propped open.
Tompkins' version of the events has her and the school principal arriving at the classroom together. Her daughter was already in there. That's when authorities say the teacher was punched repeatedly in the face. Tompkins says she saw the principal try to intervene. Afterwards, contrary to claims by authorities that say Sutton fled, Tompkins says they were escorted out by security.
I said, because they grabbed her, the security grabbed her. And I said, come on, guys, let's all just walk out. I put my arms around everyone. I said, she said, I can't breathe because they're squeezing me. I said, okay, everybody, let's just walk baby steps. Let's get out of here. Let's go. And security, they walked us out the front door.
Tompkins says last year, the school suspended her
glasses.
So it seemed like, I don't know, it seems like, hey, grandma wasn't playing no mess. Y'all kept harassing her granddaughter. Mama was like, I don't know what to do, grandma. I don't know what to do, ma. Grandma said, don't worry, I got it.
So
that's
Sharon,
what it sounded like to me.
So that was the mother of the woman that assaulted the teacher, right?
No, that's the grandma.
The grandmother.
Yeah, that's what I said. The mother of the woman that assaulted the teacher.
No, grandma is the yes, that's the mother. Yes,
that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The grandmother is the grandmother of the child of the school.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So we have a history of, I guess they would say, bullying is going on.
That's what it seems. So, yep.
Okay. So the thing about this, and this is why I was talking about being proactive and dealing with stuff before it escalates. We was just talking about it. If as soon as I hear one time that this happened, I'm going to the school and I'm going to find out what's the problem between my child and the other child. And then now we need to have some type of meeting between either the parents to find out, what's going on and find out why these two children keep having these type of problems. And then I need to know also, what did the teacher do that was so bad that she felt as though she needed to physically assault her to the point where she broke something? And now she's being felony charged. Like, what did the teacher do so bad?
She probably told him like, hey, I don't know what that's the problem that we don't get that part of what was actually said in the classroom. Somebody sent it to me and they wanted me to check it out. But
so she didn't put her hands on it.
A child was getting bullied. The school wasn't doing nothing about it. Mom Deuce came up there and like, what are y'all gonna do about it? That back and forth happened to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. Bam! Now you know how my daughter feel.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then she's wrong. And then
that's what it sounds like to me. The mother is definitely wrroong. However, things can boil over when you feel like your child is constantly getting bullied and you can't do nothing about it. They broke 3 of her glasses, for God's sakes. I don't know what to do as a parent. Sometimes
it is.
Get a little frustrated.
It is something you can do about it. You tell. I mean, this is why you have to prepare your children. You see what I'm saying? It's been the reason why I spoke about this because it's been situations that that has happened with my children. Especially when they first start going to school and
how to deal with bullying, right?
Yeah, how to deal with certain things. But see, my children are like me when it comes to conflict. So they came and asked me. I said, look, if it happens again, I already talked to the teacher. I talked to the principal. So I have to do my job first so it covers all our bases. I said, okay, they didn't do anything about it. Beat the shit out of the child.
Oh, there you go, Troop. There you go, Troop.
And now when they call me, now I can come up there and say, I tried to prevent this.
Yeah.
I came up there, I talked to you, I talked to the child, I talked to the principal, all that. So now, Sherry, I can't hear you.
I know you can't hear me.
I can't hear you, Sherry.
I know you can't. You are the worst man on the
I can't hear you, Sherry.
Don't concentrate on getting that girl back.
I can't hear you, Sherry. Sherry, I can't hear you.
To make everybody else.
Sherry, I can't hear you.
Sherry, wait your turn, please.
Nobody
I
wants to be
can't hear
bitter
you,
with you.
Sherry.
Sherry,
Sherry,
don't
I
unmute yourself,
can't hear
Sherry.
you.
I got you. You're being
Nobody wants to be
Sherry,
Sherry.
I
bitter with
can't
you.
hear you. You keep talking. I really can't hear you.
This is crazy. Sherry, I got you. You'll be able to respond. Just allow him to finish the statement. We're gonna go Otis, Lamar Black Attack, and then Sherry, you have uninterrupted, and you can say what you want to say, but we're gonna go Otis, Lamar Black Attack.
Listen, first of all, bless your heart. Bless you.
That's the F you, Otis. That's the F you. Otis, that's the F you.
No, we do it. Listen, and I appreciate Lamar Black Attack. But listen, I'm just here. I am enjoying this. I'm just here. But back to the point. There's a lot of areas that we can go into the story. You know, I tend to interpret stories differently, all seriously. So what that told me was, one, let's be serious. Hopefully there were cameras in the building somewhere for her being escorted out versus her leaving the scene. So also too, the narrative in the news is always going to appear like we are the aggressor.
Aggressors, correct.
So I get all that. So I'm looking at it like that. But the way she was able to articulate her story to the news person, not to say it was surprising because I wanted it to come out the wrong way, but initially, and looking at her little mug shot on the little steal that you had, she was looking angry, but she was able to articulate herself and what actually took place. She also said the door was cracked open. We all been in school where the door's not all the way closed. They got that little stopper right there. So did she break an entry? Did she put the hood on to pretend she was someone else? No, the door was propped up. So if all that could be proven, it all depends on how you look at the story. So I don't know. You can go down a lot of rabbit holes. That's all I want to say.
Exactly.
Okay, let me jump in this. And what I'm about to say might not be popular. Okay, we all been bullied at school. How the hell our kids getting bullied? It's time to teach our kids how to self-defense. Judo, jiu-jitsu, that shit works. My kids don't get bullied. They get no. The kids will get slammed. I show videos of the kids. Hey, this is my daughter here. If it's a fight break out, we teach them to defend themselves. Break it up quick as possible. Bring it up quick as possible. My wife here in Japan, right? They called her. Oh, your son got hit one time, but he hit 10 times. Yeah. What can we do? My wife started laughing. He said, "Oh, sorry, we from America, so we teach them to defend ourselves." Exactly. Now, the teacher itself, I used to work. I work in mental health sometimes. I talk to big ass kids, 6'3", 250. What you do? I beat up the teacher. I beat up my mom. I say, "Look, son, I set him down, dude." I can't repeat what I said, but I'm trying to not acquit myself. But the schools are dangerous, okay? The teachers are getting their ass beat. If that teacher quit, who's going to replace that teacher? Come on now. We can't. Bully is the rights of patches. If I get bullied and I fight my bully, then I'm now my man.
Exactly.
It's worldwide. It's in your job. When you go to job, you don't get bullied. You go to, anywhere you go, you don't get bullied. But what I'm saying is, children have the right to defend themselves. They can't be punching bags. So we, as parents, we got to teach them how to squabble. I know it sounds bad. I don't teach, I don't want to.
That ain't bad. Ain't bad.
It's what it is. They're going to get tortured, beat up every day of their life until they fight back. And even if we all know, we all men, most of men, sorry, Sherry Berry. But after that fight, even though we get beat up, what's going to happen? They're going to respect us. Okay, Otis, you got your ass kicked, but you okay? Yeah. Okay, Sharon. Okay, Sharon. He beat your ass, Sharon, but you're okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people do not get into fights. They don't understand. Like, it's really no winner and loser in a fight, really.
No.
My hand is gonna hurt, your face is gonna hurt. We both hurting. It's just what it is. But Sherry Berry, we're gonna give you the opportunity to have a full coherent thought without attacking nobody. Please, Sherry Berry, prove us correct.
You can attack me.
And have a full coherent thought. Go ahead, Sherry Berry.
Why always get the coherent and all that? That hurt my feelings. See how you trying to come at me? Don't laugh. I see what you're doing. Don't act like you ain't. But my thing is, I would say I teach my children cause I'm neighborhood. I'm a hood. I ain't no hood rat. Angry man said I wasn't no hood rat. But I'm married and I'm in the hood. And I teach my children check
Sherry
it
Berry, you out here gang banging?
I'll tip. I'll
Sherry
tip.
Berry, hold on, Sherry Berry, you out here gang banging? You claiming neighborhood?
No, I claim mistakes sometime, but you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. However you want to use it, you
All right,
use
Sherry
it.
Berry, I just got one question for you before you finish. What side do your handkerchief hang out of? Is it the left side of your pocket or the right side of your pocket? Which side do your bandana hang out of?
Baby, I don't have handkerchief unless I'm sitting at a table and I put it across my lap.
Good
What
answer.
you talking about?
Good answer, Sherry. Go ahead, finish your thought.
I told you I'm half hood. I'm half holy. Pray with me. Don't play with me. All right.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Never gone here. But what I was saying is, you have parents that parenting soft. Then you got parentings that parenting hard. And when your children go out there with the soft parenting versus the children that go out there with the hard parenting, what are they supposed to do when you're not around?
Hey, if they neighborhood, they better have that
Because
thing in their left
let
pocket. That's
me
all I
tell
do know.
you,
Thank you, Sherry Berry. That is awesome. We also got Pastor in the building. Pastor, you still there? Not right now.
No, I'm
Hey,
still here. I'm still here, but I'm just
so
listening.
now
to
what? I don't know if you've seen it
what
there,
I
but what
was
is?
trying to say was
I'm sorry.
check it. When
I
you
apologize.
told me you was gonna let me talk, sir.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, well, sir, this what I say you do. If you feel an inkling that somebody being funny with you, ask them. Maybe they is, maybe they ain't. If they are, check it right then. That's what you do. Put a check mark on it. Now, go ahead and go.
Thank you. Let me run my show. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sorry.
Go ahead, Pastor. What are your thoughts on bullying and what parents should do? Should they go after they complain to their teacher? Go and punch their teacher in the nose after they got their kid glasses broken, book bag stolen, and you did all the proper things, and now we got to the point where you're talking to the teacher itself. Words is exchange. What should happen there?
You got to teach your child more problem solving, and the thing about it is, your knee jerk reaction is to save your child. That's why you see so many single mothers in the middle of the streets fighting with their child. But I really think you have to teach your child and let your child go through those growing pains. I do think if you let it prolong for year after year after year and too long, it can be too much, and you might have to step in. But if you have to step in, then you have to ask your child, like you have to ask yourself, what have you done that your child's not willing to step up? Whether your child gets suspended, whether your child just say, you know what, I'm gonna swing a book bag and kick somebody into a locker and go off again.
That's right.
Right?
That's
See,
true.
nowadays these kids got there are more and more kids bringing guns to school. So the kids have a different fear, right? You seen that little girl and those little boys that ran up on that school bus in Maryland and was going to shoot the boy, but the gun jam, I think his name was Baby K.
Yeah.
And I just don't know, man. These kids, you can tell your kids the extent of the bullies, but it's no longer like fist and elbows and like sticks.
Right.
It's like they stepped up a little bit more. Like there are more guns in these schools now, or more guns that can be brought in the schools now than I've seen in a long time.
You just swing that book bag, right?
Yeah, Pastor. It's just like I think Lamar had brought it up earlier when he said that, you know, what I tell people is you can't tell somebody how to respond. It's best that you don't disrespect and you don't put your hands on somebody.
Mm.
So Lamar was talking about, like, I give an example when I had got called up. You know, my children have been in several fights, but that's the thing. I know my children, they do not start anything. They don't bother with people. So the first thing teachers do, they see the result of what happened. So if it looked like your child is beating the hell out of somebody, they tend to lean to that side. So I went
Right.
up to the school and asked, I said, okay, so explain to me what happened. What were the options that you had for separating this? Because you said these two have been going back and forth a long time. So I said, why didn't you separate them? So, of course, they gave a whole bunch of excuses. I said, okay, so how did it start? Well, you know, your son said the kid was saying something to him, and then the kid had stomped on his feet. I said, I said, okay, so stop right there. So what happened then? He said they got up, you know, they had pushed each other. I said, okay, so name calling, stomping on feet, pushing. So I said, what happened to them? Well, then your son grabbed him, threw him over here, and started hitting him. I said, okay, so right then and there. So you had plenty of time to de-escalate the situations several times.
Right.
And what my children do, they do like me. They give you several cues to stop. Once you don't stop, I'm going to fuck you up so you don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them to do that.
Are you dumb?
That's how you're supposed to get respect. And this is how you stop bullies from bullying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I said you make sure that you don't, what's name? You do not allow somebody to hurt you.
Respect this.
If
These
they
kids ain't
disrespect you,
respecting nothing. You nip
I
it in the
can't
bud.
hear you. I can't hear you, Sherry. You keep talking. I can't hear you.
Oh, whatever.
I can't hear you, Sherry.
Help
Well, like I was
listen.
saying, the teacher, the first reaction the teacher does is they will call and say, well, Ruth, your son gets angry very fast. I said, okay, well, sir, my children are not used to being disrespected. They're not used to be having a hand put on them. As you have already stated several times, they're loving, they love to have fun. So they're not used to being pushed around and all these type of things. They have been told if the situation goes there, then yes, they are to protect themselves. Violently if they have to. And that's what I taught them. That's how I am. They have several times. Sherry, I can't hear you, Sherry. Sherry, I can't hear you. So everything that you're saying, I cannot hear you.
Sherry, you starting to have an echo for whatever reason, so I dropped you for a second. Maybe somebody else having an echo.
Yeah, so we have to learn, like Lamar said, we have to start teaching our children how to protect each other, protect themselves. Yes, de-escalate the situation. Tell them, hey, I don't want to fight. Tell the teacher. I tell my children all the time, tell the teacher. If the teacher don't do it, tell the principal. Sherry, I can't hear you. Sherry, Sherry, I can't hear you. Sherry, Sherry, I can't hear you. Sherry, I can't hear you, Sherry. Sherry, I can't hear you. Sherry, I can't hear you.
Sherry,
every time you talk, I can't hear you.
Sherry, just cannot have Bandita Tourette's. At least let him finish, and then you can insult
I can't hear her when she does that. She doesn't.
At least allow him to finish. Shit, we at the 2:45 mark. You know, we usually ended at 3. So if y'all want the show to keep on going, y'all gonna have to show it with your dollars. We got so you need to send some out there. We need let me see how much we need to keep the show going. Let's give it a nice healthy $40. We're not even gonna ask y'all for much. $40. And we'll keep the show going. Y'all figure out how y'all want to crowdfund it the best way y'all can. It's up to y'all. Yeah. Go ahead, Truth. Finish your thought.
Yeah. So we have all fathers up here and things like that. I believe that we should go through the proper chain of command. Tell the teacher. Teacher doesn't do anything. Tell the principal. After then, we should tell our children, hey, do not ever start anything. Come tell me. If it continues, you have to protect yourself because you're not there to be abused. It's just that simple. The longer you let it prolong, then it gets worse because then people react violently to the point where people actually really get hurt when it gets into bullying and being put in the corner.
Okay.
That's when guns and stuff start coming out because they like, what else do I have to do? So I don't want ever my children to think, hey, I need a gun or a knife to do anything.
Absolutely.
So can we tie back to the story that, of course, initiated this conversation?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon, she said that she reported this to the school several times, at least 3 times, because the glasses were broken 3 times, which cost them 3 times more money to get the same glasses, along with the other times that was going on. So we could set a pattern and establish that the parent did do the quote unquote correct thing.
Hey,
Otis,
have
that written down somewhere. Correct.
Otis, let me help you out.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
Sharon, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we get you good.
Clear?
Who's that, Brownsville?
All right.
Yeah, that's Brownsville.
Yeah, this is Brownsville. So, as you know, Sharon, and I'm gonna educate the audience here. This story has personal effects with me because my wife has been an educator and she still is an educator for over 20 years.
Okay.
Right?
It's different.
So let me educate y'all on the process, right? So there's protocols in place that allows parents or guardians to file what's called a grievance that pertains to anything that happens within the school limits, right? And those protocols are in place to protect the children, to protect the parents or guardian, and to protect the school administration, right? What happens when parents decide to circumvent that process and takes matters into their own hands, that creates a dangerous situation to where somebody's going to get hurt or the situation is going to get more complicated. Right? So what this incident and what has been communicated thus far, we have to understand, did the parent go through that grievance process? A lot of parents are uneducated and don't even know that the grievance process exists within the system to protect them, right? Because once you file that grievance, there's certain things that the school district have to follow in order to, one, separate your child from those kids, put no contact orders and different things. There's so many different protocols that's put in place. And if you follow the process, you will get protected and nobody has to get hurt. So if I ever get a phone call, and you know what I do, and I don't really want to disclose what I do because then people will probably not want to have conversations with me anymore.
Do it.
No. But if I ever get a phone call from my wife that said, hey, somebody came and knocked me out or broke my nose and all this different kind of stuff, that's going to turn me from a peace warrior to a war warrior.
Of course, as it should.
And I don't want to, and you see, if and that's what I'm saying, all you got to do is follow the process, follow the protocols, and you don't have to complicate issues into a big, humongous issue that's going to give you a lot of harsh consequences on the back end because you chose to circumvent the system. See, we got to teach our brothers and sisters to find justice within the system.
Within the system, yes.
That should be the priority.
Priority,
find justice
absolutely.
Within the system. And that way, everybody stays protected and you're not causing a bigger problem. So I'm going to land my plane right there.
Yeah, so basically you want, so you need to be proactive instead of being proactive and
reactive.
Yeah, reactive. I'm sorry. Thank you. With my I pull a Jesse Jackson in a minute. And also too, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. We're being reactionary versus preparing and going into the office and doing the right thing with paperwork versus working and acting on emotions after the fact. Okay.
That's a great point. Sherry, I got you. I'll bring you up in a second. We got 9 minutes to come up, crowdfund $40 or the show will end. That's fine with me, as long as you enjoyed yourself and I got you through some part of your goddamn day. That's all I ask. Hit that like button, hit the share button. I appreciate every last one of you. Also, I wanted to talk about that question. was if you don't discipline them, the law will. I absolutely disagree with that statement. What is y'all thoughts as parents that if you don't discipline your child, then the world will? I do not agree with that, child. But what's your thoughts?
And Sharon,
I agree with it. I agree
since
with it.
I
I
haven't
agree
I
with
haven't
it.
really spoke much on that as well. So my first soliloquy ties into the discipline point, right? The reason why the schools are so out of control to this day is because parents aren't properly disciplining the kids at home.
Correct.
And I said properly, which means it needs to be some sort of productive discipline, right? We talk about corporal punishment, right? And all of us, if you're over 30, you're over 40, I'm sure you were raised up under corporal punishment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now technology has advanced and education has advanced to the point to where they're able to study the results of corporal punishment. And you can go to the National Institute of Health. They released a report in 2012, which concluded that corporal punishment will lead to a negative outcome
Yes.
on the children.
Yep.
Right?
How
You can
that
go.
because
Hey,
that's
Sherry,
what
Miss
they
Sherry, I
did.
can't hear.
Shut
Please.
up, Bill.
I
They
cannot
did
hear.
that black men ain't shit.
I can't
And
hear him.
y'all,
Miss
that
Sherry,
was
I can't
way
hear. Miss
better
Let me
Sherry, Miss
talk to
Sherry,
on
Sherry.
Miss
internet
Sherry, I
and
can't
all
hear
this
him. Miss
y'all.
Sherry, I
Y'all
can't hear
know.
him. I
Nobody
can't
cares
hear him. Miss
about
Sherry,
you.
Brownsville was talking. I can't hear him.
Sherry Berry, I don't understand. Like this
Brownsville was talking.
wasn't even truth this time. What happened, Sherry Berry? Why you didn't let him finish? Sheesh. Sherry Berry, you was a wild one. She was
I was
quiet for a
going
little
out
while.
to
I
Otis.
guess she just realized she was in the show because she was quiet. She was there for a while, but I guess she just realized. So she said, "Oh, Tourette's." Go ahead,
Hey,
Brownsville.
you know, Sherry Berry, we got a lot of love for you over here, and I love to hear you talk. So I don't mind it, and I'm not going to charge it to you. Okay. So what I was saying is, you can go to that report that the National Institute of Health released in 2012. They did a 20-year study, and in the result of that report, or the majority of opinion was that corporal punishment will lead to negative outcomes in the children. Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what they found is many parents go to corporal punishment because they lack the wherewithal and the education of
Yes,
alternative discipline
absolutely.
Yes,
methods
sir.
in order to promote that disciplinary growth from the child, right? When I was 17 years old, I went into the U.S. Army, right? And in the U.S. Army is where I learned alternative disciplinary measures to promote discipline and also physical growth, right? When we were out of line, they made us go
Oh,
into
and thank
a
you for your
push-up
service, brother.
position,
Yep.
I just want to
Yep.
say that.
right? And you stay in that push-up position, whether 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, or whatever. By the time they was done with you, you knew you wanted to get your act together because you didn't want to go back to that position. But it also had a secondary productive effect because it built our strength, our endurance, and our muscle mass,
Yes.
right? So we have to tap into alternative measures to discipline our child that can also promote discipline, but also promote growth in other ways that's going to benefit them as they continue to grow and learn in society. So what it's all about is the continuing education as a parent. We got to evolve beyond what we were doing 40 and 50 years ago into a
Absolutely.
new into a new form of intelligence to where we can come up with these alternative measures that will actually work and that'll actually lead to successful outcomes and not negative outcomes that corporal punishment leads to. And I'm gonna land my plane
Absolutely.
there. Sherry Berry, do your thing.
Sure, every time. Shit. I think it's Otis time. Then I'm at the
Otis
Otis.
time.
I was ready to go in, but you said a lot, brother. Now I got questions. Sir, What is just one answer to what we need to do? Because you said a lot. You said alternatives to a lot of things. Can you give me one out?
I
Yes,
think that's
Sherry
two.
Berry. I appreciate that question. Great question. One is you can simply put them in a push-up position and
Mm-hmm.
have a time period for them to stay in that position. And what's going to happen is their muscles are going to get weak. They're going to feel the pain, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
pain that you've inflicted on them. It's pain that their body from that position inflicts on them. So
Mm.
they can still get the discipline from the pain, but then they also get a productive outcome because you're not only you're building discipline, but you're building physical strength and endurance at the same time, Miss Sherry Berry.
Now, question. Um,
Planks.
the pain that you're forcing them to inflict on their self. You know what I'm trying to say here. Is you forcing them to inflict that pain
You know,
on
I'm gonna inflict a no drinking rule for your ass, Sherry Berry. That's what I'm gonna do.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Cellulite Podcast showing support on my birthday. Salute to you. Happy birthday. Keep the live going. Hey, y'all got 3 minutes to come up with $35. We got to crowdfund it. We got to because Cellulite Podcast was, bro. He said he want to keep the conversation going. So we got 80 people watching. So if 30 y'all decide, 35 of y'all decide to send $1, we just keep the show going. That's all 30 super stickers. Make that bitch rain. Like we at the goddamn strip club. It's Friday any goddamn way. So
Yes,
you might as well
sir.
make the singers go. So we need
Yes,
30
sir.
of y'all to send $1 super stickers, super chats. It is what it is. It's all good. We appreciate y'all. Now go ahead, Sherry Berry, because we got 2 minutes.
Well, now look, okay. Here's how it went, like with my auntie back in the day. You can hold the encyclopedias.
It's
You
gonna take
remember
a
when
whole
you
minute.
hold the encyclopedias with your arms out? I don't know if you had that punishment, but my auntie said either you can hold them or you can read them. Now, the pain was my choice. You understand what I'm saying to you, nephew?
Nobody understands you, Sherry Berry. How
I
much did you drink
know
today?
Brownville is a little more higher level than y'all. Y'all been listening to this manosphere stuff. I can tell. I know when they new to the
Oh
game,
man.
they trying to give somebody something.
I love you, Sherry.
Brownville.
I
Now, was
absolutely love you,
you
Sherry. You are
hold
one
on?
wild soul.
But the answer,
You are
the
one wild soul.
answer,
But
I
Sherry
don't,
Berry, we didn't make our quota, so
I'm kidding, bro. No, nah.
we didn't make our quota today. It's all good. We needed $35 more to keep the show going on Cellulite's podcast birthday. Make sure you show him some love. Make sure you say happy birthday to him. Make sure you say a comment or something after the show. We appreciate y'all. We will see y'all later. Maybe later on today. We don't know.